You don't know anyone was keeping track, did you? Have a great birthday. Splendid reminder. I'm sorry. Now we have cars out with Bush on and Score on in our mall or something. And then the governor of
That must be a book.
It's caramel from Fanny's Farm.
Really?
No.
No? No, it's not that. It's more than close to being a
Oh,
book.
yeah, Daddy found it. Wow.
But you always used to buy those caramels from Fanny's Farm.
Yes, it's a book.
Probably hard.
I have this tonight.
Hard like I can feel it anyway.
Stories that show the best is yet to come. Oh, chicken soup for the golden soul. These are really nice to read.
Those are absolutely popular books.
Oh, it was stories by Emma Bombick, Tom Harden, Lee Stafford, Cora Lumley, Barbara Johnson, Max
Did you say Tom Landry?
Tom Landry.
He used to be coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Heartwarming stories for people 60 and over. Well, this is nice.
Right.
Hey, this is cute.
He was for you on the plane.
Hey, that would be a good idea. Because I always look for something to read.
Then you can leave your inquirers at home.
Like iPhone rag kickers. I think that's a little picture so long. Because it's 3 hours you're on there, you know.
Why don't you pass that around?
You gotta be there with them, huh? They're watching everything. Oh, this is really cool. Going around.
That could be a caramel.
One big caramel. Oh, can't figure this one out. Can't figure that out. Looks like a shoebox.
It is a soup.
It is a
Greg, what's a soup?
Yeah, the state like the head football players have their shoes.
Yeah, how?
Was it black roast?
Either. Whatever.
He was in.
Those kids didn't realize they were doing something wrong.
Right.
Was a lot of.
You have to rip the paper.
Really got excited. It is a shoebox. For photographs in it? You're laughing with it. Something funny coming up there. The envelope. Liquor?
You?
I got it, looks like shoes.
You got me candles too. Oh, next one. No, here's a bigger one yet. Oh my God. Hey, this is nice. Nice colors.
Are those scented?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the one we got on top of TV.
Okay, then. Three and yeah. No, this one. Okay, that's all it says. This one, yeah. I'll tell you how I started to give kids.
Okay.
My mother bought me a Coke, and Finally, I came to one, and I said, this must be mine.
And how old were
I tried
you?
it on, I must have been 6, maybe 7. Tried it on, and it fit me. So we put it back in the box, and sure enough, Christmas time, here comes my present, I knew what was in the box. So I took it off, Mother said, why don't you try it on to see if it fits? Well,
What did you say? I
I
really tried?
put it on, and to see if it fits, and you know, I had to sit there that whole night, but then, they used to call those, snow something. Well, anyhow, with that jacket and pants on, I sat there all night with that on, and I didn't feel so good that I did that, so.
So you had no surprise.
It was, the surprise was gone, you know.
Of course not.
So you've had these guilt feelings all these
All
years?
these,
Now it's finally
Hey,
comes out.
if you want to go Christmas Eve at our house, years ago when we first married, by the Gibbons, with all the kids, and then Alvin, Warren, Lenny, Cordia, we all did, and all the places jammed. They start opening presents about 7, 11:30 at night, they're still opening presents.
yeah.
So I finally got mad, I said, we gotta bring her into this thing. I says, you people in the Gibbons family, you have your Christmas by yourself. Then we come over, we exchange gifts with you, and we'll do it our way too. And that's how it happened. Otherwise, oh, remember that?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
so
man.
lengthy, yeah.
You-
I remember that too. And didn't Lenny always have that Christmas tree, that silver one with the lights that
Oh.
rotated?
Yeah.
You talking about
Blue,
beauty?
yellow,
Yeah, yeah,
Green.
yeah.
Lenny liked
It was ugly, ugly, ugly.
And the kids said, oh, no, it wasn't ugly. When we came down the stairs, you know, because they had that open stairway, he said that's the first thing we saw, and it was just beautiful. They thought that that
They
was
like
nice.
it?
Well, they grew up with it.
That's right. And my dad would go through all the motions,
Yeah.
pricey. Oh, the
Yeah.
right and left hooks, then light a cigarette, then one cigarette, one puff.
there were no
He
filters?
got so bad that we had to tell my dad, we're not gonna let you watch fights anymore, because he got so damn
Yeah,
involved in those
yeah.
fights that he was in the ring. He'd be sweating bullets.
They didn't have filters.
No, but this is long before it.
Yeah, this was before.
Now, what did your dad do?
It was, you know, the straight camel.
Oh,
No filters?
Yeah. Camel was a big brand back then,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, when did they start rolling those cigarettes?
Oh, that was during the Depression.
Because they rolled the cigarettes then before your dad started to smoke Camels, so.
Oh, yeah. During the Depression, when you didn't have the money, you bought a little bag of tobacco.
Mm.
And on the bag was taped on the bag were papers.
Mhm.
You put them in, and you roll them up, and you put them in your mouth, you take one puff. It's
And
gone.
then sometimes the dad used to complain, you roll them too tight.
No,
You couldn't get
no,
any
that's when you
air
made
in
the
them.
cigarettes in a regular machine.
In
I'm
the
talking about rolling.
Oh, rolling,
Yeah.
yeah, that wouldn't
Oh,
get
yeah.
that tight.
Yeah, well,
And we had a machine. Olive always had to roll the
I did
cigarettes
that.
for him.
I did that for my.
Yeah, there was like a canvas that came like this. And then you put all that in there, and then you roll that back, and then you'd have to lift the end, you know. I think she had a sponge even, Olive had a sponge to do that. And they come out just like a cigarette.
But she rolled the cigarettes for your
Yeah,
dad.
yeah.
I used to roll them for my uncle and my grandpa. And they always the complaint was, "Kurt, you're making them too tight."
Yeah, they can get
So I
air
say,
to them.
too tight, why don't you do them yourself?
Yeah.
But I was only a young punk then. They didn't probably even appreciate. I never tried that.
I tried it once.
My dad used to buy some of the something in a long can. You put it on here.
Herb, that was Copenhagen snuff.
Yeah, that's not.
What the hell? What was the thrill?
I had to go buy it for my
All
dad.
right, what was the thrill of taking this?
No.
That's like taking cocaine, putting it on your head.
Yeah,
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Copenhagen snuff.
But then they had this other stuff, the shortcut that you just put
Oh,
between
yeah.
your,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
by your gum there. And that's big now, like with these race car, you know, like Winston Cup races and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You know, they have the Skoal and, you know, the chewing tobacco. They're getting away from it a little bit now.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what brand of cigarettes I was,
Did you smoke?
yeah, what was it, Marlboro?
I don't know.
I can't remember the brand I smoked. But I was driving along one day along the highway going to Waukesha, and I said to myself, "Oh, why the hell are you smoking?" I was smoking a pipe. I stopped the car, emptied it, right, put it in my pocket. Never again did I go back to smoking. And I did, and you and Linda and Jim didn't even know for 1 week that I had stopped smoking until one day she said to me, "Erv, I don't see you smoking anymore.
No, and I didn't see any matches in the,
Yeah.
what's it called, ashtrays.
But then you go out, at the end of a day's work, you go to a cocktail lounge and well, that's what you do in the church business. And the guys know you're trying to stop, take a fucking bullet right in your face.
Yeah.
Trying to get you back into the, but I had that holy sign on me, don't go back, or, you know, I stopped one time, I was going on my cat. I stopped for 9 months. 9 months. So one Friday afternoon, you know, the guys get together, you start shooting the light. Have one, out there, come fucking hell.
That's right.
After I've done it, I started again.
You used to have a pipe in your mouth with nothing in the pipe. When you were trying to, when you could.
Yeah, it helped me
You
along.
just had the pipe in the mouth. And then he started eating candy.
Yeah. Candy helps a lot.
And then Erv's dad said to me one time, "What are you feeding that man?"
Dan had candy, he went up 100 pounds. I mean,
Yeah.
you were like a balloon.
Really quick you went up, you know.
I went up?
You were like a balloon.
No.
Candy
Well,
in
I
your
was
pocket.
With the candy, no, with the candy. You stopped smoking, you
Oh.
went with the candy and
You always had candy
You're
in
right.
your pocket. Yeah.
I went from 165. When I stopped smoking, I went up to 215 pounds, and Brooks had to take out all the seams in my pants and
Yeah,
everything
and
else.
he had to have new suit jacket.
Yeah,
go to work with.
that's right.
Because
That's
you were
what we
surprised on
got, the suit jackets.
What are you feeding that
Well, I tell you,
man?
everything after I stopped smoking, everything smelled nicer, the food tasted a hell of a lot better, and you sort of slept better. And you didn't get up in the morning, the first thing you wanted to have was a cigarette that was out of your mind.
When did you start
Start what?
smoking?
In the army, you
I
know?
started smoking when I was in Burma, overseas. And I don't know what the hell it started, everybody was smoking.
Yeah.
Because they used to drop cigarettes from
They dropped cigarettes.
helicopters.
People were standing in line here to buy cigarettes. They dropped cigarettes in the jungle. It was time for us to leave. We had to put all the cigarettes, all the cartons of cigarettes, big piles all over the place, and during the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what a shame. And when I came on furlough, I came back with a big duffel bag loaded with cartons of cigarettes for my dad. And I made a big psychological mistake there, a PR mistake. I should have given half to your dad.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I didn't do that. Why are people stupid all the time? Did you want to say something, Linda? I noticed, hey, I want to see this print.
Good
They showed a show from
What did you get from your dad?
Well, that's a good thing. Yeah.
You usually have it
And Stephanie
from the yard.
told me too that she,
That's easy.
Well, that's nice to have the
I wouldn't appreciate
Nice
it.
kids.
No, I mean, it's the same on
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked at it,
They did
That's right, that's right.
They got the band.
5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so we probably have
I got a couple of those with the different ones that I used to wear.
This is the recent irrigation he's been
When I go to,
You thought the church, so what they do is show all the
when we
reruns.
go to,
All the-
you can talk now.
to West.
It does have audio.
Smartest guys, smartest guys in the world.
It has audio.
I'm smiling now.
Okay.
I see you smile.
These are not still photos then.
Now, catch my good side. Please catch my good side.
I think they had them for men. No, they have that.
I gotta get you. The top half.
And she's doing it.
Nice tree. Nice.
For the small, it's actually very small.
One more I have.
Well, I must have been before, took it all the nice
One
presents.
that said they leave and take off the last shower.
You're gonna have 30
Like
of
we did the
them.
election, they put out the election or more news, you know.
Even the smaller one? No.
They said it must have been good this year.
And he lives,
Oh, wait, more presents over there,
Well,
like,
that's it, this is what it is.
More
they're from Arkansas.
I wanted to big the
Hey, you got kids here too?
from Central Park. Is part of it.
Get a picture of it.
I'm recording now.
Oh,
This is Mother's Day, 2001. We're here in Milwaukee.
And would you please relate what your husband did for
Yeah.
his son-in-law today?
Well, first of all, my parents had their tree taken down here, this big maple tree, in the backyard. And they still have to have the stump dug out. We did have the rain gutters had fallen off the garage on either side, and Roger and I came down and reattached them. Also picked up a lawnmower for my parents. They bought a new self-propelled lawnmower. and they're ready to cut grass. As you can see, they're real ready to cut grass. They're sitting here with their drinks. And now my mother is showing some photos, enlargements that Grandpa Gephardt had taken, correcting his photo, and he had a dark room, and this was on his house at, out in Brookfield.
No, 36 years. Yeah. The camera was on the ceiling, and this was on the floor, see? That's how we got that height. But not these though, not these. Those that he took at our house. I'll let you know which ones were taken by our house.
Look, we should get that picture, Jim.
Did we know that woman?
Oh, here's
No.
Marilyn.
Those were models that came in for the camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this is Edie or Marilyn, I don't know which. It looks pretty much the
Looks
same.
like, Edie today.
By a weeping willow tree. Oh, they send that around? No.
Okay, no, wait.
What?
That he was able to take this picture at the exact moment that that stone ran in the water.
Yeah. Isn't that unusual?
We bought equipment, it was not cheap, so.
Yeah. Well, he finally got all the kids on their own, you know, and then he did things that he liked.
Now, that must have been taken down on Lake Michigan.
Yeah, it is, exactly right. That's what it was. I think it'd be a very
Unusual
easy picture to paint.
Where did you get these pictures? Where did you find the pictures? You didn't always have these.
Yes, we
Yeah,
had it
always
for
have.
years.
They were behind the couch.
Oh, see? These are secrets that are coming out now.
Yeah. Oh, Erv took this in, our dad took this in Washington Park.
And I painted
Peaceful
that.
Waters, they call it. And Erv painted this one.
Okay, Steve, so this picture was taken in black and white.
Yes.
And then you put the color
I
on.
put the color in there.
All of his pictures were black and white.
Yeah, and I colored all these, this is one of my, I like this one very much.
He belonged to Milwaukee Lensman's Club.
Here, take another
I like
picture.
this picture.
Take another picture of that picture there, girl.
I got a close-up of it.
Erv said we should get a frame and just
I want that picture out in the
keep
open.
it.
So when you take that picture, the color that you put on there, this is your choice what colors that you put.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
yours, yeah.
Yeah. I thought he did a wonderful job on this one.
That's beautiful.
You know what my dad had in his living room above his couch? He had this picture on glass and a light behind the
And
glass.
who did that picture, Dolores?
Yeah.
I did that one too. When you put a painting and you put it behind glass, then you have to do it on the back side.
Yeah.
Now, what would have been roughly the date that you did this? Worked on it?
Jesus, we're living upstairs while we get our time. Let's go back.
Oh, we lived up there first.
Well, you say that goes back about 30 years.
About 40 years, 1948, I think. Yeah. Because we lived upstairs by another 5 years.
Yeah, it was nice.
And I think this was taken in one of the early
That
years.
was one of my nicest.
But I thought Erv did a real good job.
I think that could be framed real nicely.
Yeah. But when my dad had them, they had like, he made wooden frames for them,
Oh, he
oak
made
frames.
beautiful
And then these were like a box, you know. There was a depth
These were
to
good. Look at
it
that
because the
picture I
light was
said
in the back.
That's not bad, buddy. I like my...
Well, we're coming to the
sky.
end.
Not too dark, not too light.
And how did you do that, Erv? With the paint and the...
You have a screw about that long. It's pointed at the end. You put the cotton,
Yeah.
and then you put the paint on it, and then you rub it off, and you put, you have to do everything in a certain way.
Trees that you did
So you don't
because,
overimpose. Once you put something on, you don't want to overimpose on it, yeah. What, is that the same one, Doris?
that was the same one.
Same one, so.
This is the last one.
How
That's
about
all
this
girl.
for another model? Look
I
at that
thought-
girl. Isn't she pretty?
Now, once again, that's a black and white photo which
Yeah.
you put the color in.
Yeah.
Like the blonde hair and everything, that's all?
And then you
Put on?
You put it on, yeah.
Yeah.
See, now you're using here, now you're using oil paints, pal. And the paper better be the right type. Otherwise, the paper absorbs too much of the paint. It looks artificial. But this is perfectly shows you how you can do. First, one thing, her father knew how to pick the paper. Because if he gave me a picture, how to paint, the paper was right, but what the paper painting was going to do. But this was a hobby.
That was a hobby.
It would take hours, on hours.
Well, no, I mean, as you get along in it, you can do it pretty fast.
I like the color you got on her face. To make it all pink That wouldn't look good.
Oh, no, that's
You
why you
gotta
gotta
have the
make it
highlights.
natural.
You gotta
right.
keep it the highlights.
That's where the trick comes in, make it sound natural.
I don't think you saw this one, maybe.
I remember that one, though.
Yeah?
He had that one framed in the basement, didn't he? And out in Brookfield?
Framed.
A lot of cans. Let me see that one of Jim.
Edie still has that picture, that's why I picked.
Oh, yeah, let me see this one.
This is the mother, yeah.
You know the difference in the quality here?
I don't think so. It's a little dark, maybe.
Too dark, yeah. See, this wasn't the same type of paper.
Yeah, that's what she was to go, my daddy wanted to fish always, but he wasn't that crazy about it, but she went with him.
So what year was this taken in when she was fishing, with a cane pole?
I would remember about, about 50.
1950?
Very, very good
Yeah.
guess.
And where would she have been fishing at this time?
I don't know. This was a small lake.
This was Northwest. It's a small lake. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what the name of it.
Let me see that picture of Jim.
Did you see this picture? Linda, I don't know if you were out here.
Yeah, that's when I came out with the model. But Jim was, there you go.
Why don't you mention on your film that Jim's dad painted that picture? And his grandpa took the picture?
And he must have been
5, 6?
5. Because we got one of you, Linda. Same thing painted in the house on the wall.
That's right.
Yeah, I thought we wondered if I should get back into that thing. This is a hobby.
Upstairs remember where our kitchen was?
Yeah.
That's where he worked. Upstairs, yeah, it was a sink, and he just covered the sink, and that's where he did his modeling with. And then he used to go to, what was the name of this first place he used to fly his planes? And they used to have like a beater with a rubber band on, and then they would rip up the propeller, and off they'd go. And one time, we were camping with him, where we were at a meet in Chicago, or Illinois we were, and his airplane went up, and it kept going and going and going, and so we're in the car, all of us kids in the car, telling which way to turn. The airplane's going that way, or this way, and it turned out it went to Midland Airport and landed on the runway. Yes. So we had to go there, and then my dad had to go to the office there, and he told him something about his model plane landed on the runway, and he's all for one, especially where he was from. That was quite a ways.
Oh, yes, it is. God.
That's what we used to do on Sunday afternoons.
I
Just go with
never
him.
flew that far with that type of a propeller,
Yeah.
with the rubber bands.
But he ended up with the radio-controlled ones there, too, didn't he?
Control later.
You talked to us about the fact that your father and I used to work in electronics. He got me into the business of putting all the radios and all that sort of thing. Your father taught me all these things. Your father to me was a prince. I say that about a father-in-law. How many guys can say that about by the way?
Well, you can,
Yeah, well, yes.
because you're on tape.
My mother-in-law, you couldn't have found a better one if you went to Bethlehem during the days of Jesus. But she was that good. Never once since Lois and I were married, umpteen number of years ago, not once did my parents or her parents ever interfere in what we did in our married life. When my mother copied that same recipe at every Thanksgiving. Here comes charmina, and in the charmina to us was neck bones, prunes, raisins. You had the whole gamut of health foods, and the taste was fantastic. The only trouble with charmina, you got used to your mother's charmina, and anybody else's lousy. In charmina, you had to put in a little bit of vinegar. If you put in too much or not enough, it sort of altered the taste.
Did they all put that fruit in there? Raisins and prunes?
If you don't have a real charmina meal, just like vegetable soup, you put in beans, carrots, celery, the whole ball game. Same thing with charmina.
How about the time when you were in the service, sir, and Edie and I went to your mother's house, and Rudy came with me, he came on the streetcar, and we were visiting, and then we were supposed to stay for supper, and what do you think was on the table? Blood soup.
No, don't call it blood soup. Call it charmina.
Oh, and you
It sounds
actually, they
more
thought they were
poetic.
really giving us a treat.
Charmina.
Remember that? They thought they were really giving us a treat.
Actually,
They made it special.
in the sense that you say that, it almost is self-defense. They really thought
Yeah,
They were doing you
yeah,
a favor.
yeah, they were giving us a treat.
They wouldn't have anybody else pleased to see, but they, you and I were connected with that. She's present, they give her our treats, you know. But once my mother
But
stopped...
don't say it was good. But don't say it was good.
Why, what happened, Mom, when you did say it was good?
You say it was good, you get another vote.
Oh, you didn't come out there. Oh, Jesus.
Like they asked you what it was
You had to go
like?
through that, oh boy.
But everybody had a turkey for Thanksgiving. We never had turkey. We had ducks, maybe 2 ducks.
We had chicken.
We had
We had
ducks.
chicken.
Even to this day, I don't like turkey hardly at all. I'd rather have a chicken.
We always had
But
chicken.
anyway, Linda. And you know something, what I did to us that's old-fashioned as the day is long.
What?
I told your father, I'd like to have your permission to marry your daughter.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I did that.
Did it,
I
huh?
looked back and I said, Jesus, I don't know if I should have done that, but I think I did the right thing. I went back to the old mode, asked permission, sir, I'd like to marry your daughter.
And what did he say?
He said,
Take her off my hand.
because her teeth are going to fall out pretty soon.
Oh, you wouldn't say that.
No. I did say that to your father.
And did he say okay?
Oh, he said, okay, all right. You want it, you can have it, yeah. But I did that. Now, that was an old-fashioned thing. Now, why the hell did I do that?
I don't know, you didn't know any better, maybe?
Lynn, did I do that, or was it before or after I asked for the dowry?
Oh,
Oh, the dowry.
Oh,
I think I asked for permission, but then the dowry was supposed to come along with it.
it did come along, didn't it? Yeah.
Well, you asked for permission, and they were shocked, and so you said, I'm gonna bring along pigs and chickens, and then they said, okay, something like that. Wasn't that how that worked, or did you ask for pigs and
I think
chickens?
he asked for pigs.
Oh, that's when they went into shock.
He wants pigs and chickens.
And so we had no pigs and chickens, and my parents thought, oh my God, he's not gonna marry her now.
Right.
We don't have pigs.
And did
You actually did, when we went to that, at the, what's that place? Boaters. Boaters.
voters, yeah.
I did not expect that announcement.
Oh, you did?
No, I did not. Did you expect it?
No.
I didn't either. And when it came, I said, my God, what a blessing this is. I approve of that, baby, 100%.
But you still had to find a pig and a chicken.
Well, no, yeah, we found that in due time,
And there was something else he asked for, but we couldn't find it.
So,
Remember that?
Oh, I have no idea.
what?
One of the things he asked for too was a buffalo, or did you ask?
A water buffalo.
A water buffalo.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my.
Think
Where are we
that
gonna find a water
But isn't that
buffalo?
what they do in India?
Yeah, yeah, right.
Dowry?
Yeah. That's when you're a rich man, you have these
Yeah.
buffalo.
Really?
You don't know what I was overseas.
Yeah.
This
I
was
mean, this
after.
was before. No, before you went.
No, this was after.
After?
When we were married.
Oh, okay, that's
I'm
it.
digging those gardens for him. Oh, God.
Yeah, victory garden.
Yeah, big,
My mom talks about those.
Yeah, everybody had a victory garden. You had to grow your own stuff because everything was
No,
being
this was after the
sent.
war, though, George. Talking about 55, when he and I were plotting that land.
Yeah, but it was expensive for mother with her dad with all those kids. So he planted a garden. They called it a victory garden. at
Oh,
that
they
time.
called it, they worked the 50 garden in the true sense of the word.
But with the vegetable garden, that was called the victory garden.
Yeah, right.
That was during the war,
During the war.
not after the war.
No.
This was after the war, when I was working with your dad on that pile of land, he was digging up that land.
I can just see it, yes. We used to I just can see it, yes. The people that lived across the street used to come over and talk with us.
Mom, tell me the story about how your grandparents came over here, the Franzens.
Well, I don't know when they came over here, to tell you the truth, Wendy. Except that my grandma and grandpa, they got married, and they were married 4 years, I think.
This would be Joseph and Teresa Franzen?
And he died, consumption, they called it at that time.
Tuberculosis, yeah.
And so mother and sister Olivia were little kids yet then. So grandma had to go to work. Grandma Franzen had to go to work. So she started to work at a tailor, because she knew how to sew quite well. And she started to work at a tailor where she made buttonholes all day long. Penny a piece. Penny a buttonhole. That's pretty tough.
How long would it take to make a buttonhole?
No, it took me a long time, probably about 20, 25 minutes. But she had to make enough to make a living, so Sister Olivia and Mother used to thread all of her needles the night before, a whole batch of needles, so she could just keep going the next time. Make more buttonholes, more money. But to think of a penny a piece, how many would you have to make?
As I said to Roger a while ago, that's worse than it is in China.
Yeah.
And the family of Joseph Franzen did not help out at that time.
No, they think that her father married beneath herself. And so they never even went to visit them. And when they died, they didn't even come to the funeral. So mother had to do this all by herself, bring up those kids. And she brought them up pretty well too, because Sister Olivia entered the convent, and she was the bursar at some high school over here. And she was a nurse. And she taught at Marquette for a while. Yeah.
What did she teach at Marquette?
That's when she was a nun. But before she was a nun, Mother and Sister Olivia both worked downtown. They worked for typists. And they...
What she taught were in the biological sciences.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how old was Sister Olivia when she died?
She was up there.
She died when we lived in California. And that was 1956, I think it was.
What?
1956?
I would say that's very close, yeah. Very educated woman. Used to teach at this school down here, this old school right off of
Yeah.
Capitol Drive. Used to take me in and show me through the labs and all that. She sort of had a liking to take me to this stuff. And I used to have very contested conversation with her. I'll tell you a point. My brother got married, and he married a divorced woman. So my brother wanted me to stand up for the wedding and with Dolores. And he said, fine. So we one time invited Sister Olivia up for supper. We lived upstairs with her parents. I said, Sister Olivia, here's a question. My brother is marrying a woman who's divorced. I says, first night, agreed to stand up for that person. And you as a Catholic man, because you have done the same thing that we did. She said, Erv, I would have done exactly the same thing you did. And I thought that was darn open-minded for that gal, because she was a stiff Catholic. And I really appreciated her for that. But ultimately, she died. I always liked her.
Yeah.
Although she was sort of a bombastic person, she sort of let you know that she was an intellectual person above your level. Maybe she won't agree with it, but I know that was what I thought.
That's what you thought.
But even though that was the case, I liked the woman very much because she could be argumentative, and I like to be argumentative at times, and we sort of blended together.
David is sleeping.
What year was this that you came?
Audie was pregnant with Dennis. That's all I can tell you.
Against you,
So say who all these people are.
Oh, this is David. Well, we'll start with the oldest. This is Hank.
Billy's next.
Billy. No, here's Billy. And here's Bobby, and here's David. And Claudia, and Rudy, Mother, Daddy, and Lorraine. Edie, Marilyn, Dolores, Olive. Here's how they come in. Here's the oldest. Second oldest, and Edie, and then me, and then Paula, and then Hank, and Billy, and Bobby, and David.
Where'd Marilyn go?
Get up down,
Did I ever go with Marilyn?
Claudia.
So there's 11
Okay,
children.
and Hank.
Just concentrate on the grill.
You got it, Lorraine, Rudy, Edie, Dolores, Olive, and Marilyn and Claudia.
And this is their house in Brookfield.
Yeah.
Now, who did the painting on this?
Do you remember who did that? I think Mother must have done it.
No.
No?
That was I think that's a color paint.
No.
Yeah. I can tell by the coloring.
Look at the lips, they're too red. With,
No, I put you in money. If you go through that, you'll find out that you...
we might give you, she knows all that stuff.
And this is Father's Day, June 2001,
17.
June 17, 2001. And we're sitting here with my dad
And
and my mom and Roger. There you go. Okay, we got you all on there. We just came back from having dinner at the Open Hearts Restaurant. Very, very nice. Very, very good. I'm going to ask Dad some questions. When Pearl Harbor happened and the war started, what did you do after that day?
I'll tell you how this all started. I was at the Riverside Theater downtown. I just got out of the theater, was walking along Wisconsin Avenue in a westerly direction, and I heard the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. I couldn't believe my ears when I heard that.
So you were watching a movie on Sunday?
No, I went to Riverside Theater. I was watching a movie and a stage show. These are stage shows at the Riverside Theater. And then I came out of the movie after the movie and the stage show was over. I was walking along, heard about the fact that war had started. I was shocked to hear about it. But now, I didn't get into the Army until maybe months later, right?
Yeah, months
later. And I was working at the government gun shop making 105 millimeter cannon. I couldn't get into the Army. They wouldn't let me go. I had to get on my hands and knees to the gosh darn supervisor and say, please, let me volunteer.
Now, your brother Art, was he working there also?
No, Art, no, he never worked there.
Okay.
Art was not a machine. I was a machinist at that time.
So they wanted you to stay home and not go overseas?
I was a valuable worker in the defense plant. But they let me go. And when I came back from the service, 4 years later, they put me a letter and asked me to come back to work for them, but I told them I couldn't see my future standing next to the machine as a livelihood. I couldn't see that.
Now, when you entered the Army, where did you go for basic training?
We went to Macon, Georgia.
You never said when you volunteered.
I can't even remember the day.
Well, not the date, but
It was months after, was it spring?
Oh, yeah, months later.
They bombed in December and you went when?
About October, perhaps?
I would say so.
October, the next year.
Sounds good.
And you were 19 at the time?
No, it wasn't older than that. It was getting close to 21, right, it was?
Yeah.
I'm 21 years old, you know.
Well, tell them about the places you were before you went to Colorado for basic training.
Oh, gosh, all over the map. Georgia, Mississippi, Colorado. No matter where, you just saw the countryside.
So you spent so many weeks in Georgia and so many weeks in
13
Mississippi?
weeks in Macon, Georgia. And then we had, and then in Mississippi, we spent about another 13 weeks. Then we went to Colorado Springs in Colorado. And that's where one night at the end of the day, they asked, when they were standing out for information, we have a special mission. And we're looking for volunteers for the special mission. So being a young punk, I stepped forward with a bunch of other guys, not knowing the slightest thing about what the hell it's all about. Months later, we were going under the Golden Gate Bridge, and then they gave us little booklets about India. Here we are just going under the Golden Gate Bridge, and here we're going to India, and it's way on the other side of the world. 32 days on that trip to get to India.
On the boat, 32 days?
32 days. We stopped in Perth, Australia, and another town in Australia. They let us off the boat for a day. And when you got on shore, you had a hell of a job walking. You're used to that boat going, and your legs are different. Water.
Now you were quite ill on the way over to Australia, were you not?
Sick as a dog. And the best remedy for me, I went to medicine. For me, best medicine, and lay down. If you're seasick, lay flat on your back, and everything is great. The minute you get up like this, back you go.
Now you ended up in Burma, and you were part of the Marauders?
Oh, yeah. So when we went overseas, we landed in Bombay, went across country of India on boat and rail, and ended up in Lido, India, right on the Burmese border. And on a vacation, though, you went on, you're in combat for a while, and they bring you on. We then went to Calcutta for 2 weeks. Then going home, we got on a boat in Calcutta, went home.
Now, when you were in,
Years later.
Oh, yeah, years later, right?
how long were you in Burma then? How many years?
I'll say a year and a half. And we went on 2 campaigns, behind the lines, 2 campaigns.
And did not they have to drop supplies behind enemy lines?
All our supplies came, because we were behind the Japanese lines, they had to drop our supplies.
And did not you have to end up eating some sort of mule feed because the supplies didn't always come?
Because it's like, I don't know why we actually ate the meal of the oats. You put them in your little can and you try to cook those damn things that the mules ate. Tough, it's harder. It's like eating little rock candy.
Well, some of the mules went over the side of the mountain with the packs on their back. So that's why they didn't have food.
I tell you something, it was a revelation, and I'm glad I did that. Look what happened. I went overseas. I went to Canal. I went to Australia. I went to Bombay. I went to Calcutta. I went to Burma. I went to Michigan. On the way back, I went to Hawaii. All these things. I would never have had the opportunity to do this if it wasn't for the war.
Now, Dad, I got to ask you this one story. You had said that there was one time in Burma when it was supposed to be nighttime, everybody was supposed to stay where they were laying. You even had to put in your helmet because you couldn't get up and walk around. And what happened to your sergeant?
One of our officers got up to go to the kangaroo somewhere, and he was shot. Just walking along, right in the camp, because you never know who the hell's walking around. You're told to lay there, don't get up. And this is dark in the jungle, it's darker than hell, you can't see through the trees. Next morning, here the guy's laying right in that camp, shot. Somebody shot him. Nobody lived up to it, but somebody shot him.
But you were told that you were supposed to shoot at things moving.
Anything moving, shoot. Because of infiltration by the Japanese. Shoot, ask questions later. The old statement.
First, ask questions later.
Where were you, Dad, when you heard the war was over?
I was in India in a chow line. And all of a sudden, there's a big uproar, and it starts spreading. And before you knew what happened, you were told the war with Japan is over. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Because the next step for us to do was to have the invasion of Japan, and we'd be part of the troops to do that.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to be in the invasion.
Oh yes, indeed. That was the next step. When you're in the army, you go from one battle to another. It doesn't make any difference. You go to one, you go to the other, you go to the other.
So when you heard the war was over, it wasn't over for you at this point.
Oh yeah. When the war with Japan was over, it was over.
Oh, you were just going to be part of the invasion force
We were going to
No.
to
The
Japan.
war was over before we invaded Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We just heard that the war was over, and no longer would we have to invade the Japanese homeland. We'll find out for that. I might not be here today the way they used to work up. Because, boy, there were a lot of people slaughtered. The atomic bomb killed many people. But if we would have invaded Japan, the slaughter on both sides would have been unbelievable. So thank God for Truman dropping that atomic bomb.
Why do you think that when they dropped the first bomb on Hiroshima that they had to drop the second one on Nagasaki?
Because after the first dropping of the bomb, Japan's government made no mention of the fact they were to sit down and discuss an unconditional surrender. So when we heard nothing from the Japanese government about unconditional surrender, throw another bomb to let them know that we're serious. And so we dropped it on Naoko's hometown, Nagasaki. And we really destroyed that city right down to the core.
Yeah.
Then they realized that this was something serious, the bomb was a threat they never dreamed was possible in that stage of warfare. And they finally came aboard our ship, the Missouri, I think it was, in Tokyo Harbor, and signed that treaty. And it only took a few minutes. The minute the Japanese guys signed that treaty, MacArthur says, These proceedings are over, and he left with the Japanese people just quick, simple, and that's what it was. But, sorry.
How long did it take from the time you heard the war was over till you actually got home to San Francisco or even Milwaukee?
Oh, man, that took,
This one 4 years.
no, that took about, I'd say at least 2 months. 2 months. And then when you got aboard the ship, then of course, going home, the war was over, then you are aboard a nice ship, I mean a troop ship, you know what those are. And they had a big movie screen on the ship. And then in the moonlight out in the Pacific, coming home, they put movies on, you know, all these big stars at that time. When we went over, going overseas, we were on the lower line, a converted luxury line. No destroyer escorts. Zigzagging, that's why it took us 32 days to get over to Bombay, India.
No.
But coming home and walk, then we stopped at Hawaii. It was nice to get some day off there. And then, about a day out of San Francisco, you ever hear of mountainous waves? Well, you're on that ship, and you look at those goddamn waves, boy, they are up there. And you come, and the waves come down, and you go shooting through it. Talk about being seasick. And when I got off the ship, I was one of those nuts who got off the ship, laid up on the ground, and kissed the earth. When you see that American flag, and there's bands are playing for you, this was big time stuff. Bands, big music, a lot of people, a lot of girls. What a way to come home.
And you were gone 4 years.
4 years.
4 years, a long time.
Now, Mom, speaking of being gone 4 years,
Yeah. I'm happy to hear that.
now, during the war, you worked at, as Rosie the Riveter at where?
The supercharger plant.
And you made,
I made
Power shots, didn't you?
a propeller shaft for airplanes. I worked on a grinder, and we got well paid. And all the girls and everybody that I worked with all had boyfriends in the service. So we were all on the same boat. I used to work from 12 to 8 in the morning, and then we would leave and go horseback riding. About 4 or 5 of us.
Once you talk about how that you have a tendency to fall off a horse.
No, well, just one time.
Twice.
A big fly was biting an ear of the horse I was on. And woo!
Yeah, but what, you wanted to go and brush the
Yeah,
tail again?
brush the fly
off
off
the
the,
horse.
yeah.
And the horse bucked and
Bucked,
she's
and
on the ground.
I was on the ground, and I sprained my ankle. So I was off a week from work. And I went back to the plant, and they gave me a horse in a box. A real nice horse. So I was leaving the plant in the morning, and the guy says, "What's in the box?" I can't take anything out of it. I said, "It's a horse." "Well, now I gotta see it," he said. So I had opened the box, and sure enough, there was a horse in the box.
now when did you work at Pain, now did you work there for the whole 4 years of the war?
No, I worked at Pain River. Let's see, when I got out of Pain River, I went to visit Erv when he was in Colorado. And when I got back, I quit Pain River, and I started to work for the supercharger plant, making propeller shafts.
But you also visited me in Mississippi, wasn't it?
I think that was after the war.
After the war.
Yeah.
Sure. Tell her about the time that you got on the bus with the colored people.
Oh, I was going into the post office, and a black lady came out, and she dropped her packages.
On the bus.
And, not on the bus, this was at the post office. And then I bent down to help her pick them up. And a couple of women walked by and says, "Nigger lover." Just like that. Just because we were in the South. Yeah.
And you were helping this woman pick up packages.
Yeah.
Tell me when you walked down Wisconsin Avenue.
Oh, that was when the war was over. And I was working at Deaconess Hospital then as a volunteer. And we heard the war was over, and all the volunteers left and went down Wisconsin Avenue with all the rest of them there. It was just jammed with people, all screaming and yelling, and war's over. And so Mussy and I, we just walked down Wisconsin Avenue. But we we used to get $1 a year for volunteering.
$1 a year.
So they showed this big page, otherwise they would.
And Mutzi was the same person that worked with you at Superchurch.
No, Mussy worked with me at Pain River.
Pain River.
She didn't like that I left Paint River, but it was difference of money too, and I wanted to do something for the war. And
Now, I'm gonna ask that, what month did you come back? You came back in October.
And on January 26th of the following January, I was very mad.
never mind.
Okay, and thanks. I'm gonna ask Mom, tell me how cold it was on that January
It was 10 below
26th.
zero. 10 below zero. And to go to the wedding, we had a cake in the car, butter, and my dad's car went on fire. Right at the dime store on Fond du Lac and North Avenue. And so we got out, and here we're in the dime store with this big cake and some people with butter.
Boy, what a deal.
It really was a
And
dream.
didn't you end up leaving your butter somewhere that it froze and it was just a bad day?
Well, I don't remember that. I just remember it was 10 below.
What's going on now? Liz?
Start again where you said you were working for whom in the army? The C?
I was working in a CP called the command post, always next to the colonel. Anything that had to be done as far as supplies, trying to get out the wounded, they had to come to me, give me the message, I take the message, go to our decoding machines, decode the message, then send it out to the base camp. The base camp would receive it, give us a message coming back, would be in code, I'd have to decode what they sent us and give it to the colonel. That was my job. Message center chief.
And how did you get that job?
I got the job because I started out being a lineman, and I sort of talked to some of the guys along the way. They said, I think Steve could handle this job, so I got the job because they thought I could handle it. Because of the gift of gab, I think. is what I got from them.
And you were called Ski because of your last name.
Yes, Stuzhevsky, Ski was the name. I was known as Ski and all that outfits. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. It's a nice abbreviation. You know, something that the Doris was going to talk about here about when I came home from the Army.
Uh-oh.
Fires! Oh my God! Oh my God! My 80th birthday there. There's nothing wrong though, so the 80 you can see on this side on the paper.
Look at that. 80.
Oh my God.
Oh, that
Can you get the 80 in?
yeah.
Put the thing closer to you, or can you?
God.
There we go.
There was so much smoke.
Here, take this.
Oh, wait, I can't see you. Oh, here we go.
Oh, man.
See? My dad's 80,
Man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man.
and my mother's taking pictures. See? My mother's taking pictures. Roger's making the smoke alarm go off. And we have the dog.
Good, that's what she's hand down to.
Okay, now Dad's got to blow that out.
Okay, now,
Here, Roger.
Woo!
Or bend down a little like you're blowing it. Okay, I want to get that in there.
that cake is melting. Find a big wad of cash inside a birthday card. That's right, it's Clarence Putney of Moline, Illinois. Could have been you except for one little detail. Happy birthday. I guess how much you could pay for this thing.
That's important, right?
Always looks.
There. Then you throw it over, huh?
Happy 80th. All right, let's see what this says on this thing.
Gotta read that out loud.
Hey, Dad, sometimes I catch myself saying the kind of stuff you always say, and I think, whoa, it's actually happening. I'm starting to get as smart as my dad. Happy birthday. Okay, that's very nice. Let me see what the price of this baby is. I can't even read it. USA, 25 cents.
What do you put the glasses on?
Put your glasses on, Dad. Here we go now. That triple will be priced $3.59 here, $4.50 in Canada. Very nice people. Dad, sometimes I catch myself saying the kind of stuff you always say. I think, oh, especially second hand. Very nice. Did you see it, yours?
Yeah.
I'll just turn it down.
Here! Look what we found!
Antifreeze. Oh, man.
That's so beautifully too.
That was all kind of good.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, what nice paper you got here, Lindy.
But that's special. What could that be? For Dad's 80th birthday?
Yeah, what
would that be?
it would be? It's got the familiar bottom top, yeah, it is, and it's called
Medicine.
medicine.
Good medicine, huh?
This is a bigger bottle, isn't it, that you get me? No?
Same size.
Well, regular bottle.
Wow.
We could have bought you a $30 bottle, but
But that was great. No. I'd be mad if you did. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
80th birthday. Come on, we got you something extra.
Oh my God, besides this costs about a $20 bill right there.
$18.
Yeah, pretty close.
I got it.
I think there's a little bit of a skullduggery going on here.
Yep.
Picture of some kind. Peaches, how about this? A picture, ooh, the paper is fantastic.
We appreciate the paper.
pay attention.
Look, what is it doing? It's got a nose there.
Look at the picture.
Hey, come in. Look at my hand.
I got it.
Oh my God! Why, this really shocks the hell out of me. Oh my God! I painted this picture. You realize when I painted that picture? I can read it. Rampart?
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, this is fantastic, Lindy.
Look at the
And
matting.
Both of you guys are fantastic. Oh, I'm shocked.
You know, we're gonna put that
Oh, man.
wall between the
You
kitchen.
did it. Okay. You did a damn good job. Oh, I like
Take a
this.
picture for
This was outstanding, Lindy, outstanding.
Oops.
Oh, man.
Now,
Yeah.
Grandpa Gephardt took the picture,
I
and
did.
you
painted it.
colored it when? What year did you do that?
Oh, man, it goes back so many years, I can't remember. Can you remember?
We were living upstairs,
We were living
maybe,
upstairs, but that, oh,
so
man.
that would be 46,
I would say at least,
48 or 49.
yeah.
Because we have to
Let's see, took the picture.
photo by Henry Gephardt. What year did he take this in? 1935?
So yeah, I would say, we were married in what, in 46? Lived upstairs by your dad for a couple of years. I would say about 1949.
Okay.
I painted this picture.
That could be. Yes, he painted the picture.
When did
He painted it.
Henry take the photo?
Oh, I'd say he took the picture in the same year, because after he took it, I took
Okay,
it. Yeah.
1949. Okay.
Was that a nice look?
You don't have to hold that up there.
Oh, man, what a wonderful gift.
Herb?
Yes, sir. Oh, man, I tell you, look at this, hey, this is really
Put it
something.
down.
I was just talking to you about, we showing you this picture, since you... Oh,
See,
I
we
think-
were
oh,
in your-
Did you have this enlarged?
No, here's what we did. We saw you in May, and then Mom said, take that home, and I did. And now Dave and Tracy did this.
They framed it and matted it.
They matted it and framed it because they went to classes to do this.
Oh, Jesus.
And so they now matted this,
Yeah.
and they framed this. We've been meeting with Dave and Tracy for quite some time to make this thing.
You know where this picture was taken, don't you?
Washington Park.
Washington Park.
And who are these people?
I don't think we know.
I thought this was your
We thought it was Bobby and David.
It could have been.
Marilyn, Bobby, and
Very well
David.
been. She's look at that picture now, Herb, you do this. Look at that sky, look at that sky. The water and the reflection of it and this everything. Gosh, thank you, both of you.
Yeah.
I'll treasure this baby.
Hold it up, turn it around.
Oh, see, take that for yourself. Look at how wonderful it is. You can hang it up in the wall. It's something else.
Oh, look at the backing even, look. This is professional.
See, Dave and Tracy did a very good job because they went to classes and they did all this with the frame and the matting and the backing.
You thank them also.
This is on here.
Yes, well, the bottom line was, I said I had to have the title and the author on there.
But you left off the painter.
Left on the back.
There is no painter on this thing, Dad.
That's going to be, family, what color? Heirlooms or heirlooms, whatever you call them?
Heirlooms. I did always like this picture, the way the shadow, the reflection in the water. Peaceful water.
I was getting to get pretty good at that stuff.
And now just like to put a frame around that, just makes it look just so
So
nice.
this is not the
Actually,
kids.
it really brings it out, you know.
I thought it was the kids.
Ellen, Bobby, and David, you mean?
Yeah.
And by
I'm
the
not sure about that.
sure,
Because, Marilyn was the oldest, and then Bobby, and this would be David.
But your dad might have taken the right to watch the bucket,
Yeah.
travel with the kids in the car. I would say that he took those because they were the ones that were there, and they were his own kids.
So what I'm saying is on the back, turn it over now. See, I gave it to Dad at this date, but photo 1949.
Yep, that's about the time I was
About the time,
Oh, yeah,
the 3 years that we were married, we were living upstairs.
But you colored it when?
At the same
Same
time.
year?
Same year.
Okay, so I have to put this down.
I wouldn't say the same
Oh,
year,
yeah, the same year.
yeah?
Oh, the same year. And then I also painted some other pictures. The
Well,
ones that
just,
Petey's cottage.
Oh,
Yeah,
I would say, no, you have to put the date on, do you?
Well, something. I got it colored by Erv, right?
Yeah.
In
50.
1950.
I'd say approximately about that, yeah.
Okay. We need an approximation,
Geez,
okay.
that picture looks good as well for taking this shot.
It's beautiful.
Well, you painted mostly with Q-tip.
And then I had one of those slant tables with a light behind it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you colored the
It was from the three-dimensional pictures.
three-dimensional pictures, yeah, but this one.
Otherwise, you had to have, I still use that slanted thing for painting a picture.
You
like
still
that.
have that, yeah.
And then
So
you,
anyway,
yeah.
No kidding.
we stole this from your house in May, and then we had David Tracy mat it and frame it, and
I can't get over that picture. I always loved that picture.
But that matting, isn't that nice? I always like matting on pictures. Relax box.
We bought that in downtown Helena, Montana.
Yeah.
You should put that on the bottom of that case when you get home next time.
Huh?
What it's bought. What does it say so on
So this is a Glynis here. Here, Nancy's Craft, I see.
On the back is the
Oh, what is that
Get out of
cute? And the pillows, and they stick to the back there too.
Very nice.
Well, I'll let you see it from
Unusual.
closer. Isn't that
Soft,
cute?
yeah. Oh, that is a...
That's real different, Linda.
yes, it is.
That's real different. That's cute.
And that's how you cover up your Kleenex.
Yeah.
Wonderful thing.
Isn't that something? Oh, you're losing a pillow.
Very unusual. Very unusual.
She had a whole stand of these different things.
Did she?
Yeah.
Those are dark. Hey, another one here? Have a good look.
Hoorah.
This one's heavy.
Which one's happy?
See, Erv, like you said, somebody had an idea.
There you go.
Yeah.
This one's sold in Milwaukee too.
I'm going over this here. Let's see what it looks like. Come in. Oh, Lenny, you know where this one is gonna go?
Where?
You know where you put I put the last
Over the sink.
Yeah, by the sink there. How do you get this off? Oh.
See, I got this.
Oh, and this smells nice too.
Maybe the dog likes it.
It matches. It
Yeah, I
matches
should
the
put it-
thing we got you.
I should put that right together, because there's
Right next
plenty
to
of
that.
room
Yeah,
there.
right, yeah.
Oh, he's smelling this, look at
He likes that.
Ooh, oh, don't have to lick it though. Well, thank you. Those are cute presents.
He really likes
I
it.
think he likes to look at that.
What's that farm? It's a farmhouse, right? Christmas bouquets.
Welcome. Yeah, here's the shutters on this side. That's gonna be cute next to it.
That should bring out at Christmas time too.
Look at that.
Oh, it's water. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Or this little candle will last a while.
yeah, yeah. Of course, please light them.
Oh, I'll light them. Anytime you want them lit, or just go get the matches. Scented candle,
Let's see the scent of that thing.
fragrance, delight. Well, thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, this is
I
sweet.
bet when you saw it, you
Loaded with
thought,
wine.
wow,
Fine.
this is real different. I'd have Kleenex in there.
Because we were in Montana, and I said, oh, this would be a good birthday present. We bought that. That was back in June.
We're getting like us buying way ahead of time, eh?
Yeah, we were buying ahead of time, weren't we?
Oh, and it's even got these on the side.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very unusual. I
Very
like this thing
unusual.
very much. I like the,
Very unusual.
yeah, really had imagination to her.
Wow, thanks very much.
And I like the pattern she picked up, Roger.
I think if you look on the back, on that back sticker, I think she's even got a patent number on that.
Copyrighted.
Yeah, copy.
Patent too.
Yeah.
How did we get
She
this
spells
out?
patent P-A-T-E-N.
Is
And
that
she's
wrong?
got a copyright on it for 2000.
No, this,
So this rests right on there, huh?
yeah, this is the top. You just put,
Oh, but you're not,
So she came up with the idea, she patented the darn thing, and
oh, that don't make any
the
sense.
plastic thing is what
Yeah.
goes over the top.
Oh, how nice.
Cushions and whole thing. It's
Oh,
nice.
the smell too. Aren't you done taking it, Mara?
Yeah.
Stop. I didn't have it. So we had to go into a Jeep and he drove me all the way home. I got you. Showed the papers. They took us back to where they picked us up. That's where he took us back down there and dropped us off at the same spot. And apologizing, sorry sir, these are rules and regulations. You should carry this papers with you.
You didn't have your cap on, that's what's the
No.
thing.
If you want the thermal papers.
I know, but you were supposed to wear a cap too.
I don't know that.
Yeah. We were on a date.
But you had your uniform on, all except for your...
But the papers, I didn't have. That's what they're worried about.
What year was this? What year was this?
Well, it must have been 1942.
It could have been 1942, 42, 43, yeah, yeah.
Because you went into the service when?
1941, end of 1941.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. I think I went in October.
Yeah, I think you did.
And then after being in the service for 2 years? 4 years. And then they sent you home on furlough. After Burma?
No, don't get this confused. When you're released, that's different. When you're home on furlough, you must have papers to show that you are right in being there with the permission of the Army. And I didn't have those papers with me. And so, what they did there was profiling. I said, this guy looks like a Capone henchman, so I had to fly home and bring the papers, show them the guy. But they were nice about it, Mike.
Yeah.
Was that before you went overseas?
You had a furlough after you came back from overseas. You were in San Francisco, and then you called me up and said, you're going to be on a furlough. And then Mother was standing, she was wondering what's he saying, what's he saying? You know, and she was as interested as I was, so I was standing there, what's he saying? When is he coming home? Well, that was big then, you know, guys coming home. But everybody knew he wasn't going to have any problem coming back.
Oh,
We
no.
thought he isn't going to get hurt.
I told you my philosophy. This guy might die, his boat was going home. And my whole philosophy throughout the war, when I was overseas in Congo, he never let me down.
He learned how to smoke in the Army, too.
Yeah, I love all smoke.
They had so many cigarettes there.
Sure. But I came home, you know what these big bags of soldiers used to have, the doctor things? I had a whole bag full of cartons of cigarettes you could get at the PH for 50 cents. And my dad smoked on me, chimney. So I ate the cigarettes. I made a mistake, but I didn't give any to your dad. That was a mistake on my part.
Well, we were rolling them then for him.
When you look at 50 cents a carton. And overseas, you got them in combat, you got them for nothing. You dropped it or then you had so many cigarettes, you did a big pile and burned everything. And so we couldn't carry them. Your people are standing in line to get 1 or 2 packs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's 2002, and a pack of cigarettes cost, what, $3.50? $4?
Only veg.
A 1 pack, but you got a whole carton for 50 cents.
50 cents a whole carton.
Cigarettes are so high.
Now, like in Las Vegas, in the machines, it costs $5.
Really?
Pack of cigarettes out of the machine. Down here, it's about $4.50, $4.75. Imagine that.
Or the husband and wife both smoke. A lot of
I'd
money
say
burned up.
you smoke a carton a week. It's $47.50, so it's about $95 a month.
Both of you. I hope.
Wow.
You're hooked.
Right now,
Right?
this is September 5th, 2002, and it is my mother's birthday, 80th birthday. Dolores Franson is 80 today. So,
Emphasize 80.
80.
Big 80.
And do you want to say anything?
I want to say something.
Oh.
One of our friends at the mall, one of the girls who works there, she sat down at the table yesterday when boss saw some dinner. She was out with Edie for a luncheon. She asked about Dolores, why isn't your wife there? I said, well, she's having a lunch. She said, how old is your wife? She's going to be 80. Oh, and this girl flipped like a frog into a pond. She couldn't believe it. Then I told her, I said, she's 80, but I'm 81. She said, oh, I can't believe you people aren't there to move. I just want to put that in there. People don't think we're old by the way you look. Right? Of course, this is your program.
And then today she saw me and she said, oh, I hear it was your birthday. Oh, I wish I would have known that. I would have got you something. And then about halfway while we were sitting there, she tells me to come up by her and she presses something into my hand and it's $15.
Really?
She shouldn't be giving me $15.
Rose draws out these people.
Yeah.
She's got some kind of a magnetism.
She said, well, now you buy something and then you show me what you brought.
The helpful attitude that you have.
Well, anyway, here's your
Which is
card.
a blessing, by the way. I wish I were like you.
See now, who's ever watching this tape, remember, when you give someone a card, do not lick the envelope shut, right?
Oh, I never do.
Wait a while. What's that?
Yeah.
If you give somebody a card,
Yes.
you don't lick the envelope shut. If you send a card, then it's licked.
Oh, hey, that is a good rule. I go along with that.
Well, I see the 80th on here. Happy 80th birthday, Mother. The warmest thoughts, the fondest smiles are inspired by a mother's love. Okay. Words can begin to tell just how much your love and your love and you have always meant. Love, Linda and Roger.
Well,
Very nice
some of your
card.
other cards. Bruce.
Huh?
Show them some of your other cards. Oh, look at this.
Oh, what have we got here? What kind of a plant is that?
This is a pretty cool.
Diefenbachia?
Yes, but it's a Swiss cheese, Diefenbachia.
Oh,
It's
is
supposed
it?
to have the holes
in the leaf.
in the leaf.
You're kidding. I thought they were almost like it was a...
That's what I said when I was there. I said, what's wrong with this
Pretty
pine?
when you see it like this.
Yeah, I see that. What the heck? That's a natural phenomenon.
Well, through reading.
Look at that. That's really nice. Pretty.
Now, how tall is this plant supposed to get?
They're probably taller than this, huh?
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh.
We'll nurse that baby and see how...
I got a perfect spot for it. Right in the corner there with those flowers.
Yeah, that'd be nice to us.
Oh, I'm gonna show where that spot is, isn't it?
Yeah. We've had
Zoom in
them
here.
there so long.
See, she's got artificial flowers here, so we're gonna have to put that here.
That's the
It
idea.
has meaning.
Yep.
It has meaning.
Oh, this is
Like
very
a
nice.
white, it doesn't roses.
I hope it lasts till I'm 92.
You got that on that evening tonight when it's on the wife's birthday, when he goes to
We're gonna have to dust it off though, we're doing that.
No problem. But you wipe it with milk.
They weren't good at that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you take up milk and you put it on a napkin or something, and then you wipe the leaves off. Yeah.
Yes.
Why is that better than water?
They shine
Yeah, I
better.
saw that car that...
Really?
Very
I've
nice,
got to
yeah.
get this for Roger, and he'll understand.
Years and years and years ago, when you were small, I had a plant, and it makes it shine even after a while. This is very nice. Thank you for Mother's Day, 1980.
But you're saying that the milk and water combo makes the
No,
leaves
just the
shine?
milk, just the milk
You
back.
put milk on there. Milk on a paper towel.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Mark.
You just dip it, and then you go on each leaf like that with it. And that's supposed to be healthy for it? As long as we're gonna try it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, now I have to ask you this question. When we moved in here, we had a gravel driveway, and your father helped put in what kind of driveway, or did he help put in the gravel driveway? Tell me about the driveway with your dad.
He made the outline of it.
Yeah, it was a gravel driveway, yeah. But he used to come here and dig, and dig. And then he would measure, it's not deep enough, it's not deep enough. And I helped him because I didn't want him to do that hard work. So I had an axe and I worked like a dog. And I didn't want him to know this though, you know.
You know what was a good thing about that driveway? He made my driveway
Wide.
wider.
Yeah.
Thank God that he did that.
And all
I got the
that,
widest driveway in this
Mud.
project.
yeah,
You know, every time you get on both sides of the car without any problem, not putting into the
Yeah.
mud or the snow. Thank you.
I think that was the hardest work I did in my life, except when I helped you with this tree back here.
What about the tree back here? Tell me that story.
Yeah.
See, I want a father to do this hard work. Here I am, 81 years old, and I'm sweating my tootsies off, working this bank, I'm cutting the grass and everything, and Doris, she doesn't say, keep on going, don't stop, keep on going. You can do it.
I didn't want you to do it all. But he would fill a wheelbarrow, and I would take the wheelbarrow to the back of the yard and dump it. That was hard.
You bet.
And Erv said to me, he said, I didn't know women could work that hard.
Yeah, that's
But if you gotta do something, you gotta do
She's
it.
a big, she gets
Yeah,
right
I do
into
it.
it. She's
Yeah, I
right
do
with,
it.
she's a good partner. She's in it with you till right to the end of the earth.
I think Linda takes after me.
And Warren says about the Lord too, what Warren says about the Lord. She is a take charge girl. And
I
like I
have to look
said,
at Robert's, yeah.
I didn't know Warren knew it that well, but that's a true statement of fact. Dolores is without doubt a take charge girl.
So tell me about this tree back here.
Erv wanted that tree gone. In the worst way, because it had big roots sticking out of the ground. And you could not mow there, you could not walk there without tripping.
The maple
I
tree.
said, okay, we'll cut down that tree. So for $1,000, they cut it down. And they drilled all the roots from the base out. But then another guy came along with a machine, and he went all over to work on those roots. And we had more and more and more roots,
you know what it was like.
partials. Yeah, it was all ground though, too, a lot of ground. And he said, if I go any further with these roots, you're not going to have any grass left.
He came to the house and said, I think I better stop.
Yeah.
I'm glad he did it.
So, now we just have a bird back there.
A lot of birds. All different birds.
Oh, yeah, we have a yellow bird up there once in a while, too. Yeah.
Remember the time you and I went to Menards last year after your tree was pulled out and you and I had to pull those, some sort of brick layers into the car, brick squares.
What are you talking about?
You know where the bird bath is sitting on?
Oh, those
Those things, and they're heavy. And Linda, I'm telling you, she had to go see everyone. No, we don't like that one. How about that one back there, or 3 from the bottom? Oh. Those guys had fun though with us.
They were very nice to us.
They were very nice.
And they took it out to our car too, I think.
Yeah, they put them in our car.
You know, when I talk to people about, I've got 2 kids, one's about 54, one's about 51. Am I right on those ages?
Yeah.
I'm 51. Jim's 53.
Why are they surprised?
Because they don't think that every time I tell them I got these kids that are that old, my gosh, they're that old.
You could even have.
Because when you say you got somebody that's 54 years old, how the hell, what's your age here, buddy?
A decent box. This is really
I
nice.
like those.
And a Swiss chard one with the holes in the
Oh, that
leaves.
Swiss chard one, huh?
I thought that was real
I
nice.
watch your baby develop.
Is there, well, it's damp in here, not right now. Yeah, it's supposed to every time you come over, you're gonna check.
I got to your movie.
That's my movie? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you have to wait a while before you're allowed to borrow it, though.
What is the name of it?
Oh, National Treasure. Here, you want to have it. Thank you very much.
But my plan was I was going to give it to Rebecca and then say, could I take it home tonight?
Yeah, right?
And she's saying,
You have to wait.
I like that guy here, Mark.
Nicholas Cage.
I like him.
Yeah. Well, then I guess we'll return the favor here.
Michael Chapman.
You give this to your mother with her card.
Everything's taken over.
With her card. With her card. There you go.
Mama has a packet.
Sure does.
It says, hope you had a happy birthday. Is this a good card?
It wouldn't say the things that you wanted to say, but...
Gotta say, gotta do a funny thing. Look at the card. This is my card. Gotta say,
Keep it.
gotta say.
It's a keeper.
It's a keeper. Penguins.
yeah, penguins.
Penguins are.
We gotta do our, we
Gotta
gotta
dance. Where'd you get this?
I went to the store.
gotta do,
Carlton card with me.
gotta sing, we gotta do our thing.
Gotta dance, gotta sing,
Gotta do the pretty thing.
gotta do the party thing. Mark and Rebecca. See, Mark kind of disturbed.
All
But,
right.
what do we got? Penguins. Gotta dance, gotta sing. So what could be in here? This is a birthday present. And then we got monkeys on the outside. The San Francisco Music Box Company. What could be in here, Bob? Help me pull this out.
It says Gone with the Wind on the outside.
Oh! Gone with the Wind?
That's you.
Really? Gone with the Wind? Oh my God!
Gregory,
This is when he took her up the stairs.
Hey.
That's nice, man.
Clark Gable and Vivian Lee.
Oh, well, oh my gosh, she said every night. Oh.
One of my favorite movies. Behind.
What did he say to her? Personally, I don't give a damn.
Well, that was at the end.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
What is it? Okay.
Oh, it's some musical.
Oh,
frankly, I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Do they spin around?
I don't like fun.
Very detailed.
What song
Oh,
is
how cute.
it?
that's a Terrence song, though.
Can't identify it with
Do they kiss each other?
Yes, they do. This is the song that they play for the... Yes, indeed. I can put this right under the... You gave me the clock. The clock 2 years ago. Oh, we got another thing. Wait. Here's my gotta dance, gotta sing. Here we got some more.
Monkeys.
Monkeys.
What am I doing?
Love the movie.
That's nice. Was this the one that you made Mark see because it was one of the big movies?
Yeah, Mark had to watch this movie. Why is he shaking his head?
African Queen?
Oh, an African Queen.
Inclined heavily.
I like that movie.
Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
You don't like old movies?
I love old movies, and I made him watch them.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, education, you know.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
Because this was it was historical. You learned about the South
That's right. War was going
during the war. What do we got here?
That's one.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, that's nice, yeah. Little house on the prairie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I like
Nice,
that.
nice. Nice.
Was that
This is the first year?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole first season.
Who did you
Oh.
think?
It was probably the DVD and through the shows.
Oh my gosh.
Like 30 come on there?
Sometimes, yeah.
32 like something.
I like that.
What, did we see yours?
Yeah, I think that's-
Nice. Oh.
You're on television.
Okay. It happens.
You're an
Is
educator.
that sound kind of?
Little house on
Yeah.
Uh-oh, I better shut up.
How many, okay, this is, considered season 1. How many seasons are there?
I'm not
They only
even
have
sure.
the first 4 out,
Yeah.
I think.
I think I'll have more, but right now there's only 4 out.
Okay.
There's way more than that, though.
Yeah.
I think they had like 8 seasons or something.
Really?
or-
Well, it depends on how late you go, because each season's a year in their lives, right? And Laura ends up growing up to be.
Oh, yeah, and she has children.
Yeah, there's probably lots and lots,
Okay.
but.
Oh, this is very nice. Thank you. Thank you very
I
much.
got, Steve Martin.
Oh,
On your shows.
Uh-huh.
Your shows.
He's got Johnny Carson with him.
You-
Is that a movie here?
No, thank you very much.
If you,
Grandma, huh?
if you like that, I can,
I love that. I must have taken a picture of me.
I'm supposed to say, right?
You lived in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
What made you decide, you and Art and Mom and 2 kids, to go to California?
Really statement, go west, young man. There you go. That's the impetus that made us go. Now, it should have worked, but it didn't. I don't know what the hell the reasons were, but we decided to come back because Doris wanted to come back, and I was willing to come back. So we came back with our tails between our legs.
What did you do when you were in California to make a living?
Oh, we saw a lot, didn't we? Oh, yes. You made a living.
Oh, yeah, I used to be a salesman.
Yeah.
All my life, I want to be a salesman.
A salesman?
You know, that's my big vocation.
Mhm.
I worked for 25 years with Metropolitan as an agent, then I became a sales manager. Sales is my way of doing business. I feel very comfortable talking to people about ideas.
When you first got to California, where'd you get your first job?
Jesus, that's a good question. You know, right now, at this spontaneous moment right now, Linda, I don't know what the heck it was. You?
Used cars?
All
Yeah,
selling cars
yeah.
in Glendale, California, right?
Used cars. My dad was a used car salesman.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have the plans?
Well, I was a more casual type of guy. Down there, it's less formal.
With the tie and everything. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have to work every morning. Oh, yeah.
So what did you make selling used cars? Was it a percentage of the car?
Huh?
If you sold a car, you got a percentage or?
Oh, yeah, but you got a commission.
Yeah.
Just like anything, when you're in the sales business, you're on a commission.
How much did Art do then?
Art tried it, but he didn't last long in the, then we sold mastic siding for homes. And one night, I finished my appointment, and I was walking down to where Mark was having this, boy, he was chanting away the loud voice in an argumentative way. I said to myself, this is the only damn way to sell mastic siding. Well, he didn't make a sale. In fact, they couldn't wait till he got out of the house.
He didn't sell anything, huh?
Art was not made to be a salesman. He was got too much in his temper.
So you went out there and you sold used cars
Mastic siding.
and siding for
And I worked
houses,
in a machine shop for a while.
doing,
Machine work, making tools for the aircraft industry. And that was a good paying job. Yeah. But then at that time we were talking about going back. Once that talk starts about going back to Milwaukee, then everything else sort of fritters by the side.
but now, didn't you work at the auto plant underneath, putting on some sort of
Oh,
muffler
you
thing?
bet your bananas. And that job was made for Chinese coolies. When those cars come down that line, they're so many per hour, you gotta go with that damn hammer.
Sounds like they
So I
work
walked out of that
for you
pit,
to do an AP
I walked out of that pit and I told the goddamn foreman, I says, I either get a different job or I quit. He says, don't worry about it. So he put me in the tanks, where I made gas tanks, where you put the muzzle on the thing and you make it tight and all that. That was a good paying job. I like that job. But, oh man, that pit, you have to be an idiot to work in the pits.
How much did they pay you at this?
Geez, I can't even, in fact, these were high paying jobs. Skilled jobs.
1953, 1953.
Oh man, I don't know why.
Because
It was good pay, I'll tell you that. I don't know what time it was exactly now. But that's where I was. I mean, it was a good job with everything else, right, Phyllis?
Yeah.
And then Edie came to visit us, and then everything went,
He visited us, yeah. And then Mrs. Cincinnati.
oh,
Mrs. Fitzpatrick,
that's Nettie's work.
she met me at the training.
But you couldn't find better people than this.
Oh, Cincinnati, very nice,
Yeah.
very nice.
So when you came back to Milwaukee, then you became a bus driver.
I used to be a bus driver before I left.
Yeah.
Came back, and the supervisor says, you know, when you guys quit this company, if I was the big boss, I'd never hire you back. So I said to him, I'm glad that you're not in a position to discuss this.
Did you work when there were streetcars, the streetcar
Oh,
one?
you better believe, I drove the
It's
street
the
cars,
beginning,
the buses, the regular buses,
Linda?
and we had a double decker that went to West Dallas. From West Dallas, from 35th and what is that, Burleigh, take those two big streetcars hooked together
36,
and going down to Honest Chalmers from the ship church.
that was our old.
And every time that damn thing came on the board, who was the guy? The motorman. And when we cut corners, let me tell you something, if you weren't on the wall, we had you up against the wall.
What do you mean?
Yeah?
You were such a tight squeeze. Like for instance, down at, on Walnut, when it goes on Ponce like that.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
if you weren't on the wall. Then the guy in the back would ring the bell or car and stop the car because the guy's being squeezed. So I was always the guy driving that pig around. Oh.
So how did you get into life insurance?
I knew a guy, Bob Fuchs.
Yeah.
Bob
Bob Fuchs, he used to work for Metropolitan. I mean, for Prudential.
Marcelo?
Yeah, he says, well, I'm going to stand there.
Must have been.
I don't know if I'm correct for this, right? So I went to take a test on, can't remember something. And the guy said, you know, all the tests we've taken, you have scored the highest test we ever had. So it made me think, maybe they got something to do with this thing. So from that point on, you put me in office on 26th and Wisconsin Avenue in the June of 5 office. That's where I started off. Right, Josh?
Mm-hmm.
And before I started, I had to give a presentation to the manager and Frank Strings. And they were born fantastic rendition of this sales pitch. So I got hired. That's where I stood there. For over 25 years, I worked for Liverpool. Nice years, right?
That's nice
years.
We had everything we wanted. Kids went through college, new cars all the time, everything going fine.
I remember the first time I saw a $100 bill was when you brought it home when I was like 10. You must have got paid $120 a week or whatever.
Oh,
but you brought,
More than that.
okay, but you brought home a $100 bill, and I thought that was the greatest thing.
Yeah. But
I saw a $100 bill.
I did what I wanted to impress your mother.
Well, you impressed me. I still remember this.
I didn't even know that, Linda.
Did you ever see $100 bill when you were 10?
Oh, gosh, no.
I don't think so.
We didn't see too many.
No, we had this kind of living.
Yeah.
All through my little pocket. Everything we had, everything we ever wanted. Cars, the whole thing. Good vacations, right?
Oh, great vacation. California.
And Linda, that was because of my salesman. Just like you said that you have the same ability I have to sell an idea. That was my business, selling ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the same way today. I could sell refrigerators to Eskimos.
And feel good about it.
And feel,
And get paid.
now you bring a new wrinkle into the story. Gee, I'm really enjoying myself with all this talk. No, I tell you, Linda, we had, working for Metropolitan, we had a good standard of living. In fact, you guys went to college, we had everything we wanted, cars, home, and everything else. What more did we want?
What do you think about retirement? When you stopped and you had to be that security guard and then you stopped working, what was that like?
To settle into my retirement, I took that job. Probably didn't take that job.
When were you security guard?
At General Electric in Mount Waukesha, somewhere.
You were like 58 years
Right
old?
where they made these big X-ray machines where they slide into a thing and they got this big thing taking pictures of you. What do you call those machines there? Doris?
Scan, CT scanner or something like that, isn't it?
Something.
Oh, yeah.
Scanning machine.
There'll be a scanner.
And all those workers, Linda, at that place got their training. This job, just like Marcus running through today. And these were high-paying jobs, but you had to know what the hell you're doing. Because they put you on the floor, and here's what you got to do, and you have to do, you have to know what you're doing. So Mark had the same training that these guys had, he should get a good job.
So how do you like being retired though? Once it ended.
The nicest thing in the world. Plus, I got a good wife to go along with me on my retirement. A good wife, if you don't have a good wife...
See, now you gotta get in the picture, Mom.
Oh, am I in the picture? Sure. I started working at 25 cents an hour at EP Control.
I used to work when I was a kid, about starting at 14. You had to get a permit from the state to caddy at Malky Country Club. This were the bad days of the Depression. We'd bring home, I'd give my mom $25, I could give my mom $25, and this was when money was scarce as hell. And for that $25 that I gave her every Monday, you know what I got? 2 bits to go see a show.
How much is 2 bits?
25 cents. 25 cents. I couldn't take a girl out to a movie, I didn't have the money. At that time, I wasn't going to take a girl to the movies anyway.
Yeah. We would walk.
But that time around, the girls didn't be more important. For some reason, they didn't come for it.
I worked.
And even if we wanted you have to pay anyhow, you and Art snuck in the side.
Oh, that's another story. On Lincoln Avenue, on the south side, on Lincoln Avenue, we had a Lincoln Theater. Oh, man, and this is when they had the organs yet, when, they had the stuff on the bottom of the screens. Tell me what was going on. We snuck into that baby. Every Saturday and Sunday, we had a technique that was beyond comprehension. Until one day, one of our guys got caught by the manager, him by the collar and by the pants, and threw the guy across the sidewalk into the car. Then all of a sudden, whoosh, that was the end of our sneaking in. Then we started paying money. Oh, hey, sneaking in is an art. You're laughing at that. It truly is an art to sneak in under the guy's very nose.
Do you remember any of the movies you saw when you snuck in?
Oh, I saw Bob Steele. We saw a cowboy show. This was a cowboy show. I saw Bob Steele, and I see Ken Maynard, Tom Mix, all these biggies. I loved every gosh darn one of them. But Art never would come home and start rushing on the floor like they did in the movies, Like, oh,
And your mother would holler at you.
Oh, man. To go to a movie, it costs 5 cents. If I asked my mom, this was during the Depression, for 5 cents to go see a movie, get out of my way, you think money grows on trees? Then my dad would come home. He used to work half a days on Saturdays. He said, give him that money. For mine to give us a nickel to go see a movie. 5 cents, you couldn't get the, Can you imagine going to a movie theater paying 5 cents?
No.
Sure. I worked, I'll be almost 40, and I never made more than $9.20 an
All
hour.
right, but during the war, Doris worked at the...
Supercharger plant.
How much you make?
I used to make 100, over 100.
Well over $100. So she went into something different.
$100 an hour?
No, no,
No, I'm talking about an hour.
How much you make an hour?
it was more.
How much did you make, Doris?
$9.20 an
I
hour.
don't remember now.
But it was a good paying job.
I had a good paying job. I had,
Oh,
really. Well, I had a job where they needed them so badly. And so they
yeah,
hired you easy enough.
oh, yeah.
What did you do?
I worked on a,
Propellers.
what did you?
Propellers.
No, well, that was a different.
I thought you made
Yeah.
bombs.
Yeah, no, I didn't make bombs. I made propeller shafts
Yeah, that's
on
right.
a
Yeah.
grinding machine. And
And where was that
that was a supercharger plant,
supercharger?
yeah,
In Milwaukee.
in Milwaukee. And I had to keep the tolerance so perfect. So you'd have to be careful that you didn't overdo it because you would make it too big, the tolerance.
Who made potato chips? Was that Olive?
Olive.
John Wayne was before my time at that time.
Yeah.
Tom Mix, Bob Steele,
You weren't allowed to make scrap. You would get scrapped yourself.
the Cisco Kid,
Did you work 8 hours a day?
8 hours a day. I started at
Gene Orton,
midnight.
singing cowboy.
and I got out at 8.
Did they call that
This
supercharger?
guy, I like
Yeah.
very much, but he was...
Where was that located?
Like,
Supercharger was the end of
Tim
the
McCoy,
line.
remember him?
on 35th Street. We go straight down, way to the south side. It was
Oh, south side.
from Lincoln Avenue,
Cisco Kid,
yeah.
remember
35th and Lincoln.
Yeah.
back in those days?
And then we walked the rest of the way.
What's there
it's
now?
About a block. I don't know what is there.
Before my
Yeah,
What they
most
got
of the time, see, I was
Roy Rogers,
walking
remember him?
distance to work, but after a while, you'd be taking the car every day, you know, from
Well, we had to take a
from
bump.
Brookfield and every day
Go
was
back to-
all that time, you
He
know.
was a big guy in my day.
I liked working there though. It was, you got out at 8 o'clock in the morning and you had the whole day.
Oh,
That guy
yeah,
right
you
there
worked
is,
nights.
Yeah.
Buck Jones, yeah, Buck Jones, I remember him. You're right.
So, Mom, as long as you're sitting here and I'm filming,
Of course, you ever see all the cowboys back there? Hey, that's a nice picture there. Where'd you get that
But,
Lindy.
I don't remember where we got that from. We bought that.
All of
when we
my,
went out west,
Yeah.
one of the times, Glacier or
oh, John Wayne at the top.
Utah. And these were all your guys.
Buck Jones.
John
Tim
Wayne.
McCoy.
Yeah,
Well, Bill.
Of course, the Bob Steele was my favorite. It's over there on the other side there. Bob Steele,
Oh, right here.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, man,
He
you
was my big hero then.
would be a handsome man. Huh. Look,
Oh, we're looking at this. Now, I have to ask,
All colors instead? You want, or you? I've got the, like, the old.
Now.
Up to, it's up to you.
Yeah, that'd be good, yeah.
Want to do that?
But I only want a glass.
Sure.
You did, yeah, okay.
Oh.
what?
I've had Dad tell me how he met you. You tell me how you met him.
Yeah, you tell the story, Glenn.
You tell the story.
Okay. Lorraine wanted to go to,
The modern history.
yeah, and she wanted to go there real bad because somebody there was her person that she really liked. And so she asked me to go and I said, oh gosh, no. I said, I was at the beach all day, I'm sunburned, and I didn't want to go anywhere. She just begged me and begged me I could wear her clothes and wear this and that, and she'd pay my way, and so eventually I went. And then, while we were there, we saw this handsome man.
Kathy, this person over here?
Yeah.
You have it set, girl, right on.
Okay.
And so he asked me to dance with him, or first he had to ask his girlfriend, or the girl that he was with.
I took a girl,
And what was the name of that girl?
I can't remember, she was a sweet thing.
Yeah. So she said, sure, you can ask somebody else, that's all right. So he went and asked me, danced with me, and then took me back to this girl. And he said something about, do you think I could meet you someplace sometime? And at well,
Eagles?
I don't know the names of the places anymore.
Eagles.
At the Eagles, yeah. At the
Oh, like next Saturday or
yeah,
something?
Next
Next
Saturday.
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, next Sunday at the Eagles. So I went Lorraine was with me though.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
So you brought Lorraine to the second thing with Dad.
Yeah,
The nice guy.
The nice guy, the handsome guy.
the handsome guy, yeah. And so, I don't know, so just went on from there. The next week,
Then you didn't have to bring Lorraine no more.
no, and the next week, I met him at Modernist.
Oh, yeah. That's even, it's even a little better, I think, than,
So from then on, we just went to,
much better.
Then that's how you met, at
That's
a, at
how
a
I
dance
at a dance. Then look at that
factory.
factory. What was I telling you though upstairs?
Where you had to listen to all these people telling you what to do and
Oh,
you didn't know what to do?
Yeah.
The machines.
Yeah.
Tell me about the machines.
Well, when we came in, they had about a group of maybe just 4 people. And then this guy said, well, you know that you're going to get dirty here too. And he said, just follow what I'm doing. And so then he started the machine. And then we were supposed to watch him so he had some metal that he was putting in the machine. And so we all just watched him and he fed it and fed it. And then he said, now, does it seem like I'm going fast? And I thought he was. And he said, you're right, because anytime you feed metal into a machine, you will have to go slow because you could go over your target, what you want to get out of there. So we just watched him, and then he said, oh, next hour, he said, you're going to run the machine by yourself. So I suppose maybe they gave a piece of scrap to work on, I don't know. But then when I got it, I did it okay. I just fed it real slow, and then you take your micrometer and then you test it with your micrometer. And if it's within then, it's still all right, and a little bit taken off and a little bit taken off. And that was about it. So
But what, you were making what?
we were making a propeller shaft, which was, I was working on part of a propeller shaft.
One propeller is the shaft, the propellers put around the shaft and this big springs in there. Now,
So it wasn't that difficult, it's just that you have to be careful.
that's it.
You gotta be careful with your hands, what happens to them, and then you gotta be careful that it's gonna be in tolerance, yes. So that wasn't that hard,
And what were you paid an hour on that job?
pretty much. Could you tell me? I forgot a long time ago, but we were paid well.
Oh, yeah. Government gun shop,
paid well.
big money. Yeah.
And then the supervisor would come around, and he's standing behind you, watching every move you make, and you think, oh God. And it took me longer to do a piece because he was standing there watching me.
Oh, the bag seller.
Yeah, so he timed me. But then when he timed me, I was full, he said. I said, oh, I'll try better. So after that, I just went one after another. Didn't make any difference. But you gotta be careful how much scrap you make. I remember making up
You
scrap.
make too much scrap before you get.
Yeah, you can't make too much scrap.
So what did Olive make during the war?
Oh,
I don't know what else.
you know, she had.
Potato chips.
I thought you made
That's right, she made potato chips.
factory.
And she made peanuts. Dolores' sisters had an outward look on life, doing things that girls don't ordinarily do. Work in a government gun shop. How many girls will do that?
Yeah. Well, I always wanted to do something. It didn't. I was interested, and never that makes a difference.
That's
And I remember when I worked. That's a big laugh. Where I worked, where I was. What do you call that? When you have a hot stick and you got it on
welding?
welding. I didn't stay in that line very long. I got my apron burned right away because, and then my hat was up too many times, and I had to keep your hat down, you know, the thing down.
Yeah.
in your eyes.
It's a shield, huh?
Yeah. But it was too dangerous, I think. For me, it was. I didn't stay there very long.
How long did you stay at the shop?
Doing which job? The first one I was telling you
The
about?
shop making goods, working for the government.
Yeah.
How long did you stay there?
About a year and a half to 2 years.
Oh, yeah?
No.
And then the war was over. And then out we went.
Now, did Claudia ever work in anything?
No. I don't think Claudia ever had
I
a
think you
job.
were the only one who went out and did things out of the ordinary.
Well,
Doris is different breed.
Lorraine
Oh,
was
not
a
the extent that you did, but
Oh,
you
no.
went out really out. And that's Doris's style. She does it all the time. She's a go-getter. She's a gold setter, right?
Well, the thing is, I was interested in so much stuff, and I wanted to do things.
Well, didn't you do this thing up and down Wisconsin Avenue as like a nurse's aide or something?
Yeah, that's another thing.
Let's hear that.
Yeah, I was a nurse's aide. And then Mutzi worked with me. She worked at Payne Weber, and I worked at Payne Weber. And we would, she wanted to go up there too to the hospital to help with something during the war. So then we both went up to the hospital. And then they gave us a job right away. She said, oh sure, we need people. So she told me what you have to wear and everything. And then the next day we came in. What the heck are you doing? The next day we came in and with our uniforms and everything, and he said, well, tonight you're going to have an easy job. You're going to give some medication, not medication, you're going to give soldiers and back rubs. So that's what we did then. Just go from one room to another and give them a back rub. Maybe it takes 20 minutes. And then you just listen to them.
Which hospital was that then?
That's Deaconess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the soldiers were from Illinois.
Great Lakes.
Yeah.
This would be Fort Sheridan.
Fort Sheridan. Yeah.
Okay.
See, when I was
It was
gone,
an
to
easy
see
job.
what she was doing.
Yeah.
She wasn't sitting still.
And it was
when I
nice
gone.
talking to them too, because they always are interested, in everything, just as like you were, and it was nice talking to
Very
them.
good.
Because how long were you gone, Dad?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years. When I went into the service, I never thought I'd be gone for 4 bloody years. But those years went because you were always occupied. And I saw parts of the world, so help me God, I would never have seen. So the fact that I came home safe and sound, even today, I don't have anything of those bad diseases. They come back to hit you later. Here I'm going to be 84 years old, and I'm tip-top for 1 or 2 little leg problems, but other than that, I'm just fit as a fiddle and ready to go.
Like Mom, Payne Weber, that was like stocks and bonds and investments and stuff at that time then, right?
Yeah.
But how was that to be 4 years and you wrote letters and sent brownies?
And other things.
Yeah.
I mean, how did that work for you?
Well, that was just fine. I could send anything I wanted to send. I even sent green peppers.
Green peppers.
Yeah.
I had a radio. She sent. Christmas time, I had cookies, green peppers, the whole goddamn thing. I was in the jungle. I'm getting a gift from Dolores, a Christmas gift. Jeez, I couldn't believe my eyes. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. You could send things, of course.
So you can understand
tells you
why I
what
say
you could
she's a
send.
go-getter.
Yeah.
What you could send and what you couldn't send, they would make sure that what was in that box was what
But
you sent.
before you got it, did they open it up and inspect it and everything, or?
Not that I think at that time there was no such scare.
Okay.
It came packed like it always was packed. Nothing was opened up. But I'm very proud of Dolores and what she did while I was gone. She was out there as a go-getter, taking jobs that ordinary girls don't seek, and she did it in Martin's way.
It makes me sound bigger than I am.
No, this is how I have to look at it.
But 4 years you had to wait for him.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's a long time.
Well, we made an agreement before I left, right?
Uh-huh.
We're going to wait for each other and we get married when I come out, which is exactly what happened.
First, I had no problem. There was no men around
Come on.
to get interested in. Really, it wasn't.
I'm going to take Edie aside sometime, give her a couple of martinis and say, you know, when I was gone, was Doris a good girl?
Exactly.
Put it right on the table.
But then in winter, cold winter, I would take Rudy on a streetcar and go down to visit Erv's parents. And then I would call them up ahead of time, and I would come, and then they want us to have something to eat.
Didn't he offer you something to drink, like schnapps?
Oh yeah, your dad was so
And
nice.
yeah.
we were cold, see? And so he said the best thing to warm you up is the schnapps. And of course, I never had the schnapps before. It was terrible.
But you did it because you wanted to be nice to my parents,
Yeah,
right?
and we drank it. But he said it'll keep you warm all night, you know.
It does, it really does.
Yeah,
And what is a schnapps?
peppermint schnapps.
Schnapps, it's a booze with peppermint flavoring. It's a killer.
It's a killer.
You have too many of those and you don't know if tomorrow's ever gonna come.
We did that a couple times, we went down there,
Yeah,
and Rudy
thought
was with me.
I thought it was very smart on your part to do that.
And they were always glad to see us, and
So that was a fairly good streetcar ride from where
Oh,
you
yes.
lived back up
I
to
lived back, now I lived
46.
at that time on South Ninth Place, which is about
Right.
2 blocks north of,
Well, we drove by it.
yes, indeed.
yeah.
What on the street, on the main street up there from on Ninth Place? And the numbers going on that, boy. Oh yeah, that was Doris was smart in coming to my parents. It was good keeping in contact, you know.
Well, they
And
were,
Doris was a prolific writer. Letters all the time. You always get these email letters.
one time, I was a day late in writing to him, because I wrote every day. And I didn't write to him one day, and then, I don't know why, but then, the day after, I wrote, just like I didn't write, you know, to him. It could be delayed, it didn't matter.
Right.
What you call it, see? So, he got the next letter, and he knew I didn't write to him one day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I keep track of that. You know, overseas in the dark, damn jungles, you get a letter from home. I don't care from your friend or your girlfriend or your mother or dad. It's a tremendous boost to your morale when you think that these people way back there are thinking of you to take the time and write to you.
Yep.
The biggest morale booster are mail.
But that's hard to write every day. You got no news every day, you know.
Well, then we used to get these Time magazines in the small edition,
Oh, really?
just like a regular, without the advertising. All the news from home. What was going on politically, economically. Very good. To me, that was a good experience in my life. I don't regret being gone for 4 years. I've learned a lot, been to a lot, experienced a lot. What more could I ask for?
He said to himself always, that my guy might not get home, but this guy will get
Oh, I
home.
always said that to
He says,
myself.
but me,
Always.
I'm gonna make it.
I'm going to go back home. That kept you going.
A lot of them didn't make it either.
So many did. Some that didn't make it were banged up so bad they'll never be human.
It would have been better if they died.
Yeah, that's horrible to say, but it's true.
Yeah.
So how did you make it through that whole thing with the Burma thing and the walking on the?
Well, I always had a routine of making sure you don't get homesick. But many guys do get homesick, but I never got homesick. I never once felt homesick. And a lot of guys did, and it was hard on them. Oh, it was hard on them. And then some try to fake injuries. My back is killing me. I can't see too good. You went to the doctor and he just run you out of the office.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here and do your job out. I never tried that crap. But 4 years was gone. I think it's a long time. Oh, and look back now, it's 4 years.
That was a long time.
That's a long time. Really came home on a furlough twice.
Working home on the furlough, those are beautiful days, buying furloughs.
But that,
Now, what cities were the furloughs in?
Well, my city was, of course, Milwaukee. That's my hometown.
Oh, that's where you came home?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Then we had, like, if I was stationed in Atlanta for a while, we'd go out on a Saturday night to see what Atlanta had to offer. When I was down in Mississippi, we'd go to towns near the camp to see what they had to offer.
but once he was overseas, then you didn't have any.
Once you're overseas, there's no thing like going to a city. Because you're in India and then the towns are lousy. Oh, man, it's lousy and filthy with women that are no good from the word snap.
Did you fight alongside the British then?
We were with the Chinese.
Okay.
See, the reason we went there is because they were trying to open up the Lido Road from Lido into India into Chongqing, China, instead of flying over one of the truck routes. so we could hold more stuff. And our job, see, the Chinese, when they go down the road and fight the Japanese, they would stay there for a month or two to battle each other. And we didn't want that. We wanted to move along. So then we went behind the Japanese line, so they'd lead this fighting here and fall back. Then the Chinese would move forward. They'd fight again, then we'd go around the Japanese and cut their lines of supply. And then, bingo, they'd cut the Chinese, and that's how we got the road open. We had to do that. That's our job, was to go behind the lines, make sure that the Chinese could fight when we made the Japanese fall back from their position. That was our job.
At the Lido Road?
Always behind, yeah, they're always behind the Japanese lines. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. Yeah, the Lido Road, we're trying to open up the Lido Road. Oh, mountainous country, oh, jeez. Mules all loaded down with ammunition and machine guns, falling down the goddamn mountain, and way down, you don't bother going down again. Oh, Jesus. All this.
All the stuff you even got there, you know, so it surprised me.
So now, Mom, in these 4 years, then you walked up and down Wisconsin Avenue as a aide and...
You mean in
I
the
didn't
USO?
walk- I didn't.
Yeah.
You ever work in the USO?
No.
Well, you would have met a lot of characters in the USO. Boy.
They treated us very nice when you and I were there
Oh,
together.
oh, man, yes. Even down in Colorado Springs, remember when you came, before
Yeah.
you came over there? Oh, man. Did they tell you about the time Russ was going to come down to Colorado Springs to visit me? It's hard to find rooms there, because it's a camp town. And I'm in this bar, and I'm looking for a room, and the guy showed me a room upstairs that was for him. So the guy called me aside. He had a big cowboy hat on. He said, "Sir," he says, "are you looking for a room for your wife?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "You don't want to have him stay in a place like this." He said, "Let me show you something." So he says, "Come with me." So he went with me, and we went to a private home in a nice neighborhood there.
Yeah.
And then I talked to the lady, and she said, "Okay." So when Doris came down there, we come to this guy. I had this room, nice room for Dolores, lived in a private home.
Yeah?
Very nice.
Very nice.
Nice lady.
Because a nice cowboy type of a guy with a hat, and he was so nice about it. Just took interest in, you don't want to have your wife stay in a place like this.
Wasn't there very long either.
Whatever happened to the guy, of course, he's a lot older than I was. Love you more, I hope you're up there where you want to be. Boy. And in Colorado Springs, a big town, outstanding for GIs. They have a big USO there in downtown Colorado Springs, a big ballroom, always a big band, and a lot of girls. But the rule was, you could never take a girl home. The girls are all there by chaperones, so they had time to go home, they had to get on the bus, they had to take off a figure and make sure that every damn girl that came there was on that bus. But you get around that too, you know.
But how'd you go horseback riding there?
Not at that time.
At Colorado Springs, I thought you went horseback riding.
Oh, that's when he was home on furlough.
Oh.
No. I went out to visit you then.
That's right, but mostly about we went, and then we went riding to the Caver Winds and all that sort of thing, God, what a time that was. I look back, I'm glad you brought this up today. I can't believe that we went through that. 4 years of my life, and my wife, and this girl who was not my wife, waited 4 years for this bullshit to come home. So there must have been something about my personality. That just booms confidence.
Who's to argue?
I'm not going to argue with that. No. Thank you, Roger, for not bringing that up.
So, Mom, tell me how that was like to write every day or wait for 4 years.
Well, it didn't seem like 4 years. Because I was busy working.
That's right.
And, I don't know, time went by because you were always waiting for a letter. You wait for a letter, and it didn't come, and it didn't come, and then you wait for a letter. And then it finally comes. So a lot of your time was spent waiting for the letter.
When you're on the trail fighting the Japs, you're not writing letters.
No.
So did you ever think that he was not going to come back? That there would be a problem?
Never.
Really?
Never.
There wouldn't have been really a problem, Lynn. I wasn't married to her.
I know, but your guy's not coming back.
I never felt that way.
No, I never felt that way either. That wasn't that I was not going to come back. Why? See, stupid guys make excuses for why they're going to come home. And you have to be a little bit stupid to say that, because you don't know what is going to happen the next day. But no matter what happens, I always said, Erv, you're coming home. That's all I said to myself. Erv, you're coming home.
As he lays there in the bed.
It's mind over matter. Long after we talked that, or I think lost us about time till we get on our Pintos and head south. And this has turned out to be a wonderful day. I'll tell you something, I can't believe it. I have a day like today. Go out there to the lake, here's Roger and Lindy. And then Linda offers a nice invitation, and I couldn't dare say no to it.
You wouldn't.
Oh, sure.
Were you there?
No,
You never were there.
that was a different one.
Oh,
Where?
we were out looking for trouble.
I'm probably thinking which, because I knew every ballroom in the city I thought.
No, downtown Wisconsin Road.
Oh, the roof.
Oh, the roof.
You were there.
Yeah, we
Roof
were
was
there.
Many times. You were
Yeah.
shot at the Eagles ballroom.
Eagle.
Eagles. Yeah. Well, that's where our romance really started, at the Eagles.
No, it started at the, well, yeah, but we had the Indians at the
Yeah,
Modernistic ballroom.
modernistic, yeah,
Oh, that was at State Park, right?
yeah. And here, he was there with another girl, and
The
another girl. I'm surprised that
Modernistic.
she even let you do that. But he said he wanted to dance with her.
Personality
Uh-huh.
speaks for itself. Next question.
No, but Erv was very daring, evidently, in those days.
I was extremely daring.
Daring, yeah. And of course, I was daring just to even dance with you then.
You better believe it. I come up to you. You're standing here with your sister. I said, may I have this dance, please? And the minute I grabbed you in my arms, and the way you sailed along with me, I said, she is a sweet.
This is the one. This is the one.
And to think that we've been going together ever since a lot of years.
Yeah.
Did he get your telephone number when he left, or how did you?
I was going to meet her at the Eagles. We'll meet at the Eagles on Sunday night, and okay, fine. When I went up there, I didn't think she was going to be there. She went up there, she was wondering, am I going to be there, right?
Yeah, uh-huh.
And we both were there, and that was,
And we walked home from
and we
the
walked from
Eagles.
24th in Wisconsin all the way up to 36th in Minor Peak.
That's a long.
Holding hands, talking sweet nothings.
The second date.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
second date.
Yeah. We talked all the way home. We didn't even mind walking, did we?
No, and you had to work the first shift. I was working the third shift.
Yeah, that's when I was working first, yeah.
Where were you working?
I was working at Payne Weber at that time.
No.
Yeah.
Who's working at, oh,
It was right after that the war started.
We used to.
You met before the war.
Church.
Met before the war,
Yeah.
huh?
just before the
And
war.
I was going with Erv
St. Leo's Church.
and then we heard the news that
That's where you get a
war had
picnic.
started.
Some
We
came
were on
in
35th
there
and North Avenue
over
waiting
here,
for a bus. We
one
heard
time.
that the war.
In December.
There,
Yeah.
and
So you met in October?
the priest says, stay,
No, it's already
somebody's
not.
been looking for you.
Probably the latter part of October, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was. See,
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah?
No?
That was that soon before the war started.
Yeah.
And I had all of Lorraine's clothes on. I didn't have any decent clothes, so I thought. But
She had on a black skirt, high-heeled shoes, and a white upper bottom.
yeah.
She looked in her black hair, I said, what a vision of beauty.
Oh, jeez.
And being the, as you say, the outgoing guy says, I gotta dance with that filly. You know, filly's a nice word. It's, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mom, what did you think when this guy came up and...
Oh, I thought he was very nice. I thought this was great. I came here for this, didn't I?
I'm sure you were
You go there
hoping
just to
somebody would
dance
answer
with
you,
somebody,
you know.
yeah.
And you and your sister were standing there, I said to myself, what a goodie.
And I always say, he must be blind.
Come on, Dolores. No.
So you went home thinking, this was a nice guy, I am going to be at the Eagles next Sunday?
Yeah, the first night we walked home from the Eagles.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you took that other woman home. This was, I'll meet you at the Eagles, right?
Yeah, the next
After
day, the
I
next
took
week.
the other girl home because she was with me.
Yeah.
What was her name?
I can't remember.
Poor
I'm
girl.
sure she doesn't want to remember my name either.
Yeah. I wonder if she's married?
I'm sure
She probably is.
Hey, did you see that picture next on my dresser?
Yeah, who is that?
Picture like that.
Uh-oh. He had a-
That young, yes, I mentioned, I saw that picture.
Yeah.
Who is that?
An old boyfriend.
Dick Carlzak,
Carl that.
This was an old boyfriend?
from St. Leo's.
How did you meet him? How did you meet him?
St.
Oh, a dance, huh?
And they come over to St. Anne, and that's how he... Quite a
It's
few
amazing how
people
people
met
get to
their
know each other.
friends
So you
there.
go to a bar, crowded bar, you have a drink or two, you look around, and you swear to yourself, that goddamn baby, I think is looking at me. So you say, well, I'll go up there and introduce myself, but do I appear to you someone that you met before, something like that, and get the thing going. I said, by the way, and then we start talking. I said, would you like to dance? Go on the floor. Take her back to the bar, have a drink or two, and you have a friendship that will last forever.
Roger, you want to throw anything in on there?
Nope, can't do better than that.
Here it is, come and get
Come on, Roger, tell us your experiences.
No, we're not gonna.
We used to go to a place out on Appleton Avenue, and you know, when that curve in the, where you go, I don't know what the next town is there.
Yeah.
But they have a good place to go dancing, and we go there too. So,
Mom, I gotta ask a question. Now, when
What?
Dad went into the war,
Dad went into where?
the war,
Oh,
or
how long was he gone?
4 years.
And you wrote letters
Oh, yeah.
and
Lots
sent
of letters.
packages.
Plus the fact she visited my parents when I was gone.
Yeah, we went to his parents. Rudy and I would make Rudy go with me. I didn't want to go all that way by myself, and it was winter.
where is that?
South Ninth Place.
South 9th. Erv's parents lived.
2 blocks south of Oklahoma Avenue.
Oh,
And then his dad always would feel so sorry for me, so he would give me something to drink.
Yeah, I've been by your
And Erv, what drink did he give me?
I don't know.
One of those.
Did you have a
Got no
dog
name.
too?
It was a very strong drink.
Oh, yeah.
Dad was supposed to warm me
It
up.
was not it was a liqueur.
Liqueur.
Hey, we had a dog, you had a dog too, didn't you?
Daisy.
Yeah, and then Rudy
Jeez.
would be with me because I didn't want to go by
So
myself.
Rudy and you had these strong drinks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then we would just visit, and then we would go home. And we would eat there too, though. They
Blood
would
soup?
make sure we ate there. Yeah.
When did you have the blood soup? After you were married?
Oh, after.
No,
yeah.
this was before.
I had
Yeah,
some
I think it was
after,
yeah,
after.
I had some blood soup too.
It wasn't a good experience, Edie.
If somebody would make it a different color, or they
Yeah.
wouldn't tell you what it
No,
was.
it's a,
A
see, I
different
can only eat my
color.
mom's blood soup.
Yeah.
Anybody else's, I couldn't stand it. It's how she put how much vinegar you put in there and all the other crap.
And the raisins.
Anyway, and the prunes.
I remember.
When you had that for the next 3 days, there was no doubt that you didn't need X-Lax.
I only had one spoonful, I think.
No, I.
But at his mother's house, she made the kind he liked. A lot of people make blood soup and you wouldn't even like it, Anna.
Is there another?
But that's more of a
name for it?
Polish thing, because you, as a German, you never made blood soup.
Oh, no, this is a Polish deal.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It, to me, is a stupid Polish deal. Stupid as all get out. I have to admit that, Christ.
Well, you liked it though, you said.
Yeah, but still, I mean, guys who I can soup out of blood of a
And
duck.
you had a dog too, didn't you?
Daisy, as I said before,
Look at
Daisy.
you, Miss Roger.
Oh, Daisy, Daisy.
Yeah, Daisy was their dog.
Yeah.
What kind of dog was it?
I think it was a terrier.
Sorta,
Very
yeah.
temperamental dog.
Very temperamental.
I didn't care too much. I'd get him angry at me. He'd jump up and grab my arm, but first I had a jacket on. Then I said to myself, buddy, you and I are not buddies.
But too, then when he went into the service, he came back from the service and you still had that dog, didn't you?
I don't
Yeah,
remember
you
that.
still had that dog. But that's when you came home on furloughs.
Yeah.
Now, Mom, tell me about when you were on the Red Cross and you walked up and down Wisconsin Avenue.
Oh, that's when the war was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, after
I
the
was
war-
working
oh,
at
yeah,
the-
oh, yeah.
I was working at the hospital then. It was about 19th in Wisconsin. And then all of a sudden, we heard the war was over. And they said, you can go out in the street if you want.
And I never asked Dolores when that happened on that joyful thing on Wisconsin Avenue. How many sailors kissed you?
Oh, I don't remember that.
See, does she does? Remember that?
I don't remember that. But everybody was just so thrilled, and
Yeah.
Mutzi and I were down there together, don't forget. I wasn't there by myself.
Mutzi?
Mutzi. Wow, she was with me, yeah. Mutzi was a girl that worked with me at Payne River, and then she said we should maybe volunteer someplace and do something. And so that's what we did then. After we got done with work, then we would go up to that hospital, and we would give the guys back rubs and stuff like that.
Whatever happened? Did she die?
Mutzi died.
Yeah.
So Mutzi was a very nice friend of mine.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Now, Dad, when we talked last time, you said about your mom and you, this was like during the Depression. You had said about she made beer, but then you and her also went down and threw stones at
Oh, the streetcars, oh yeah, this is during the dark days of the Depression.
You
Oh, yeah.
did that.
The city was on the verge of being in a revolt. And now what they were, the bricks and everything, these stones at these streetcars and break their windows and everything. Felt good about it. I was only a punk. My grandma was an agitator.
So you would throw stones at the same streetcars that you drove in later years.
In later years, yeah.
Tell us that story again about how you were driving the streetcar and then went off the track and the guy told you to go up and fix it and you said,
Oh yeah, that was on North Avenue, trackless trolleys. For some reason, the trolleys jumped off the wires. Rush hour, traffic all around. Out of nowhere comes the supervisor. He says, "Robert, go up there and get that, this pulls up there." I said, "Sir, I'm not paid to do that. I'm paid to drive this thing. If you want to put those trolleys back up there, you go up there and put those trolleys back."
like
And I
that.
meant it too. So he went up there and got everything going.
He did.
No,
He did?
you go up on the, and you see on those buses, on the roof, they got heavy rubber,
Oh,
so you don't get a shock.
oh, sure.
I don't care about that. You go up there. I'm not going to go up there. Because you go up there and you fool around up there, boy, you can get yourself really shocked. Good. No, the guy, what the hell did he say to me?
Go up there.
Yeah, what did he do? He had to go up there to stop the jam on traffic on North Avenue. You know, in the rush hour, North Avenue was awful. But remember, we always acted within the rapport of our upbringing and our resolve to do the better thing for society.
For the good of the others.
Right. I should have said that one, all right. Oh, Jesus. If you show those movies, I'm going to say I was not on
You
there.
were not on there. Okay, Mom, I got another question.
Another question.
So what is the best vacation you went on?
That's
Now
good.
tell me, well, first of all, I'm going to ask you, when you went out to Colorado to see Dad.
Ooh,
Horseback riding.
That was a sweet, sweet.
Oh, that was a nice vacation. That was,
Yeah.
it was nice.
Did I tell you about that deal that I was in California?
Okay.
Lois was coming down in a couple of days on a train. So I said, I got to look for a place for her to stay. So I went into this big, like in Texas, you got these big, big barns, you know, for taverns. I go on the second floor, I'm looking around. Hey, the guy says to me, "Hey, buddy, are you looking for a room for your own?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "You stay at a place like this?" I said, "What would you suggest?" He says, "Follow me." So he took me to this house where she stayed. We made a deal, and she stood there. But this guy with a big cowboy hat, cowboy boots on, was being nice to a northern bozo. Found her a room. She stayed there. You stayed there a couple of months, didn't you?
Not that,
Until you went home.
But it wasn't your wife.
Huh?
Wasn't your wife.
no.
No, but you have to. If you say it's the wife, there's more concern on the part of the person that's listening to you. If you say a girlfriend, well, she might be a floozy, but a wife.
Those people were very nice in that
Weren't they
place.
nice? Oh,
Very
they were
nice.
nice people. A nice home.
Nice home.
So how long did you stay out there?
Where?
In Colorado.
About 3 weeks.
I think you don't know. I think you stayed out there till I volunteered for that deal. Then you went
Oh,
home.
when you went overseas?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
I say it must have been 3 or 4 months that you were down there.
I didn't think I was there that long, but I had a job down there, yeah. I was working at a cleaner's,
At dry cleaners?
a dry cleaner.
Where was this?
Colorado Springs.
Oh, Colorado Springs.
That was
Oh,
very
that's a
nice.
nice place.
Didn't you went horseback riding in the Garden of Gods?
Yes.
I thought we went
pictures of
with
that.
you kids.
Oh, no, you went with me or
Right, what you-
before you went with the
The
kids.
only reason you went with us was because you were reliving your
Oh, yeah, I
past.
was living with Don's.
Because remember, you don't spend, you don't spend any money. So to go horseback riding, we thought,
Cost money.
And that's right there, and Herb never had it, Herb never had any money. I had to pay for everything.
What can you do? You either have it or you don't.
He sent his money home to his mother from service.
All the money I sent home to my parents, I never got a penny for it.
So he
In
wanted to
service
get
for 4
married,
years.
and we wanted
every
to get
month.
married.
The money was sent to your parents.
Oh,
I never got a penny back to you.
And we
I
wanted to
don't
get married.
mind. That was the custom, the Polish custom.
yeah.
I said, what are we gonna get married on?
Love.
And I said, well, thank goodness I had money saved up from working at the defense plant.
I was working for scab wages in the service. You were making big money home.
I was taking big money in.
did your sister Olive make potato chips?
Well, that's what we thought she did, but
Right.
she says she didn't.
Right.
Olive, during the war, made potato chips.
She made the
I think she did, yeah.
Where did she work?
I don't know.
I
Not
didn't
too
know
far.
she worked. Warren and her were
This was before Warren.
before Warren,
Yeah, because the war was on there.
because she didn't go to high school.
Who?
She didn't go the last. She didn't go the last year of high school.
That's
She didn't go
true.
the last year of high school. Why, I don't know.
Who?
Oh.
Oh,
If you talk to her, you know she's not a high school graduate. Anyway,
Well,
you're the
Isn't that the famous picture when the, from the New York Times or something like that? the one-
Panasonic. Boy, has
No,
that
I'm
got a nice light, huh?
oh, on the front.
Who is that, Mark?
That's you.
And, show
That
it.
was that famous picture, that's,
Let's see.
that was on like Time magazine, yeah.
Yeah.
Look on the back of that, look on the back of that, Dad, what does it say?
Oh,
I thank you. Oh,
I remember
she's a
Devil's Lake.
I was working at the hospital then, and then she said you can go down and get in with the crowd if we want. So we went down.
What does it say, Dad?
Grandpa Joseph Krzyzewski, 66 years.
Oh,
Linda, 2.5 years old. Linda, is that from you?
Mm-hmm.
It's a memento I shall never forget.
No, it's for Mark.
For art.
Mark,
Yeah.
look at that
Yeah,
now.
I get it.
Look at there. That is a beautiful picture of my dad, and Linda's so young. Did you see this nurse?
no.
No, well, she's still opening hers. Open yours.
Ah,
We got some more coming here.
where'd you get this picture, Mark?
Oh.
I got
Oh my God!
Huh?
And what does it say, Mom?
Oh my God!
It gave it her, it gave it to Mark.
Like this. Herb, look at mine.
Rosie the ribbon.
Oh, look at that.
That's exactly how my dad looked. And look how young Linda is.
Yeah.
Her. Look at her.
Oh, I remember that picture of you in those work pants.
Yeah.
Hey,
Rosie the ribbon.
Is that you?
Oh my God!
What does it say on the back?
look at her, Roger. At that age, now wasn't she beautiful? You have that.
Dolores, 21 years old, and Sandy. How do you know all that? And Sandy, co-workers at Supercharger plant.
Supercharger.
1942.
1942.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, here we are.
Pass it on, I'll get a chance.
I was
Unbelievable.
35.
Look at
I
that.
was born at 35, said I would be 7 years old.
Oh my God, you are a young punk.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that is a nice present.
Oh, Dolores, you look like the girl I remember, boy. That look.
Let's say this was you, huh?
No, that's Mom.
Mom and Dad.
Oh, this was,
Now, who made this picture?
this is me. Oh,
I see.
oh, that's you. Well, then,
Oh, this one I gotta save.
who's,
Dolores, this is what,
Grandpa
remember you when I
Joseph.
went overseas.
oh, his father.
That's what you had in your wallet, huh?
Oh, the ones he has in his wallet, he probably told me. They're all ragged.
You were beautiful then and you're beautiful
I
now.
look at those eyes looking over sideways, you know.
That's smiling now.
Yeah, you.
Whoa, big eye.
You still look cute, baby.
The dog's sleeping right in the middle of this.
But that, well,
Oh, something in here could break. Another picture. Linda. Oh my gosh, that's a pretty, there's 3 of them.
There, take that off.
God. Oh, Erv, you should see this.
It's the picture.
You should see this.
Oh,
gosh. Oh,
oh, my goodness.
living mementos, living
Those
mementos.
were the days. I'm
I
sorry.
remember her with a big.
Memento.
This must have been on
I
the
wish
couch.
I'd just seen a book.
Oh, yeah, big high hair.
Kids?
Let's see that picture, just
And then
point it toward me,
Oh
just point
my
it toward me.
gosh.
Just look at that girl's face. Outstanding.
Outstanding.
Linda, where did you get these ideas? These are so nice.
Oh, I gotta
Show
see
this
that.
to me.
No, but you gotta read the date from the back.
Oh. How do you
Read 'em out,
know the
Lorraine.
I
date?
got the dates.
1953. Erv was 36 and I was 31. Jim 5 and Linda was 2. You only 2 on there. Okay, now what does this one say?
Yeah, you're too sleepy.
Erv and Dolores, 19.
91.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, and then this one here,
Don't count them.
Dolores, Dad. So it was Erv, Dolores, and Dad. Oh, Erv was 70 and I was 64.
Oh, you got a picture that old? Oh, my God.
This is like.
1943. You were 22 and I was 21. Wow. That's an early
These
picture.
pictures are fantastic.
Oh.
Some there.
Oh, boy.
This is him.
Oh, Doris, this picture on the end when I was in my uniform yet. Remember this one?
Yes,
Oh,
I remember.
God, what a beautiful picture. And I look at this baby now, I know I fell for you. Oh,
Ah.
my God. Here, look at this picture here of you and me,
And the kids.
and then the young ones. Oh, a precious memento.
Yeah.
I tell you that right now.
Yeah.
You can't beat this. You cannot beat this.
They got 5 of them.
How,
3, 4, 5. Yeah, we got
where
5
do you go to get that
I
curve?
didn't see those other ones.
I don't know. Where's she?
Well, I had the curved picture in my bedroom, and then I couldn't
Oh.
find another one, and I love the curved thing, so ended up, you got my curved thing, and I don't have the curved thing.
Hey, Roger, Roger, pass that other one.
What? My picture?
Picture.
These pictures are blown up.
We used to take me by your grandma's house. She was there then.
Who is called the chief?
For a special election to fill the late mayor's term. Rivers' grandfather and father held public office.
And why was she called that?
She was the top echelon of power.
God bless your family, and God bless Pittsburgh. And still had a live.
Now, what did she do as the top echelon of power? I mean,
Should people do what you want to do?
I was running for political office in there. Who's gonna come back to me? Somebody's gonna get us jail.
You used to sleep at her house
Every
on the
Friday,
weekend.
every Friday night, and Saturday. Me and Ray. My Uncle Ray,
Really? Did you sleep with your uncle then too?
who joined the army.
Uncle Ray.
Yeah. He joined the army to beat make the 1 year that he wouldn't be drafted. But when he was in there,
That's what
started, he went over.
Oh.
Went to New Guinea. He died there. It breaks my heart.
Yep.
Since he died, and then Mickey died the next day.
Just I don't know. Is that right?
I don't know, he died the next day.
Mickey was a loser.
Was that one of the other brothers?
Yeah, Mickey, yeah.
Yeah. He was my uncle.
So Ray and Mickey were.
Ray, yeah, that's right. They're both uncles. I used to
I never saw them.
sleep with Ray, listen to the radio, get these cereals on. Me and I would lay on the front room there upstairs.
What cereals? What cereals?
Flash Gordon, I don't remember.
Oh, Flash Gordon, all those.
These are more for the evening crowd.
Did you go by your grandma then?
Every Friday.
Friday after school, or
Yeah,
did you
after
eat at
school,
home
stayed
first?
over and I can come back Saturday night.
You were part of the family, weren't you?
Yeah. And I'm probably,
What was
all the relatives would come. The whole kitchen, going up on the steps, going up, missing all this balloon.
Art wasn't old enough to go, huh?
No, I was my grandma's favorite, the chief's favorite, Erv.
Well, that's because you would help her throw bricks
Yeah, exactly.
in the street there.
You're right, I was willing to do these things. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
What was she protesting?
You were on strike
Okay.
to show solidarity to the union cause.
So that's where you developed your democratic leanings. You know?
No, I developed my leanings toward Democrats as my education improved.
That's good. That's good.
But you were the great, yeah.
But being the chief, and being she had her own business for producing hooch,
Yeah.
she was an independent business woman.
So that's the right, very good.
So she would be leaning more towards the Republican side of the.
She never looked upon that way at all. No, I mean, really, she didn't look upon that at all.
How old was she when she died?
I don't know.
She was an independent business person.
Right, she had her own business.
I mean, was she in the 70s or the 80s? What do you think?
Oh, I'd say high 60s.
Oh, 60s. Okay.
People
Well, years
didn't
ago,
live that
people didn't
long.
live very long.
Huh?
Years ago, people didn't live like
No.
in the 80s and 90s.
The reason I'm now 85 is because of my training, early training with the chief. You know, like a type of excitement. See, now, that's good training. Uncle Mickey was a laid back guy.
Well, that was sad then, when he died.
Never came to take advantage of Sarah.
So, was this about 1932, 33?
33, and then I'd be 21, but well, yeah.
So what? Where was the home at that time? What was the street?
Southeast Street, that's where I was born, in that house.
Southeast.
I told you,
Right.
You stay close to your house then?
Southeast Street.
So, Mom, I gotta ask you this question. What is the fondest memory you have of your dad? What's the fondest memory you have of your dad?
What? If you want to know, what's your fondest memory you have of your dad?
Oh, my dad?
Yeah.
Playing guitar with him, I guess. Fun. They had to be fun.
Now, you had the mandolin, and he had
Guitar.
a guitar.
And he and I went to the living room, played quite a few songs, and then I got out of dishes.
Yeah. Steamer?
So were you the only one that played an instrument?
Lorraine played Hawaiian guitar very well, too. She was an amateur at one time.
Easily.
That was not a ukulele. Lorraine had a Hawaiian guitar. They had different strings on it, yeah?
Oh, well, you had to put that little
Yeah.
Yeah.
Round, that little bar.
thing on, and you went up and down the chord.
Yeah.
And
We all played an instrument, I thought. But then there was Ella. She didn't. And who else?
Bobby?
Bobby fell asleep on the ironing board. With a guitar in front of him. On his chest.
Your dad tried to show him how to play the violin.
Violin.
Why was he on the ironing board?
But it was there. It was next to my mother's bed, the ironing board. And so it was easy to get from the ironing board to the, to the bed. I wonder if he still remembers that, Bobby, if he remembers sleeping behind the
Sorry,
ironing
that's
board.
what I remember when he hit your cat took his anger out.
Now, for one last time, tell me how you met Dad. You, tell me how you met.
Up the roof.
How did you meet Erv?
I had been swimming all day with Olive and somebody else.
Lorraine.
And Lorraine, yeah. And when I got home, Lorraine asked me to go to, what was that, Statesburg?
Modernistic ball.
The Modernistic Ballroom. It was at Statesburg Park. I said, no, I can't go. I'm too sunburned. I'm tired. I can't go. Oh, and she just begged me. She said, you can wear any clothes of mine. You can do this and that. I'll pay your fare to get up there on the streetcar. Well, I gave in because Lorraine was so nice to hold. And then I got there, and I was standing with other people on the sideline.
What's your sister?
I was with Lorraine, yeah. And then Erv comes and asks me for a dance. And the poor person he was with.
What was her name, Erv?
I can't even remember.
You know her name, though.
I can't remember. Why not? You play the field. My book, you play the field.
But you came with a woman.
Yeah, I played with another guy.
Yeah, that part I was so terrible. She must have been
Very
very...
good. Play the field or... I'm waiting for an
You're
answer.
on tape now. What would you have done?
I would have to defer to her for.
Oh, and the next day, Herb and I had made an appointment to go to that dance hall. Or go to that.
That's not there.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
As a couple. So we went together and we walked all the way home.
I told us I'd meet her at the Eagles on Sunday night. I thought she'd never show up. She didn't thought I would show up, and lo and behold, there we were. And he walked from 24 from Wisconsin, 36 to Miami Beach,
Yeah.
holding hands. Swiss missing kicks me all the way.
And you've been whistling Dixie ever since.
That's right.
Holding the ladder. You're on the ladder. You said that I was with you ever since.
Yeah.
And I said holding the ladder. And you were scraping something on the side of the house.
Right.
Holding the ladder, you know, next door by us. Yeah, we did that this week, Wednesday. But then I don't think he had a bad memory then. Herb could take me on a bus or a streetcar, but Herb never had any money. Never. You never had any money.
She was paid?
I don't remember that.
We didn't spend money.
Anyway,
Then he started coming over to our house, right? And all my sisters were after you.
What sisters were after you? I never heard this
No, I haven't.
story.
I haven't heard this story either.
Now listen to this.
Okay.
I wasn't home one time when he was going to come, and he take Rudy out.
No, really?
I did all the way to the south side up there, I should go home empty-handed. So I went down, went to this place on Clinton, Wisconsin, used to be sort of like, sat there a couple of days, took her home. Honest, well-behaved man.
How'd you?
You would have said, well, she's not home till you go home, right?
Well,
That was my
When I got home, he was not there.
Oh,
we were going out the next night, so.
That didn't cause you to be jealous for it, it was an act of kindness.
An act of kindness.
You were just being kind.
Yeah.
Now, you went out with
Yeah.
Rudy. Did you go out with any other sisters?
Oh, no. First would give me a chance. She was always on me, the minute I walked at the front door, she was on me.
Mother's front porch. And that porch was pretty busy. That's where the girls had to sit. There was no other place to sit in the house. We sat in the porch. And Olive was going out the same time we were going out.
We were on the front porch first, so we didn't give up our spot.
We didn't give up our spot. First, as I was there first. So Warren said, where are you gonna go?
Go into the living room.
Oh, walk. Walk someplace. And we were older.
Oh, you were older then.
20.
Warren and
I
Olive.
was a year older than Warren. Up in the house.
21 years old at the time.
All those girls in the house, huh?
It's wonderful. I don't ever remember Olive or Marilyn.
No, well, Marilyn was too young. You don't remember Olive? But she was, Mother always had bricks. They would warm bricks in there and wrap them in a towel, and it would keep the towel warm and then keep the bed warm.
Yeah, my dad did that too. We had the months.
Really?
Bricks, oh yeah. Put them down in front of the foot of your bed, then you put your fingers nice and...
So your toes were warm, and your legs were warm, and
Not
you were...
just your toes, your whole foot.
I didn't know that.
You're learning all kinds of things. You're hearing this all, Mark?
I got it.
We've been out and had a walk home.
Unheard of.
Unheard of, yeah. See, you never heard of that.
You know what you're missing.
Maybe you gotta
Linda, how long did it take you to make this cake?
4 or 5 hours.
Right, this right there.
Oh, you're gonna have to bring up some forks back around here.
We will, we will.
She said, "Do you know what that means?" She says, "Yeah, thank you." So all the years I was using it, it was true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Especially,
you're still saying it.
yeah,
And that means thank you. And that means thank you.
it means thank you.
There's a lot of shay-shay-ning around here. What have we got here? 10 and 4? 8 and 4. 2, 4. 80. I'm only a year younger than her. A lot of weddings after the war. That's your dad that used to light the candle on the stage at any time?
Always.
You had a nice dad. Oh, you had a nice mother, too.
Very nice.
Too bad she died.
One of those things.
Car accident. Yeah, you're pretty good at that.
I'll wait for my chief to come back. She's in the bathroom.
84, 84.
Did she have you throwing bricks too, or racketeering possibly?
And they were never in the booze. So
No.
open up the bottles of beer, about this high, yeah. Bottles of beer.
Olive used to can't put the taps on them.
It's quite an operation.
Oh, in her, oh, that was much later. Olive used to be in the lady next door's basement.
And that's, it was a big business school, we got a lot of people.
So what did your grandpa have to say about that?
He was in the back. He was a Russian, he was a second husband.
He had one statement that used to come home so late.
I used to come home and they go into the basement and she opened up the school box. She didn't let them drink on it, you know.
Oh.
Not crazy big Saturday. Linda, the cat is getting down to the bottom.
Really? Oh, I see her now, right now.
Okay, here we are.
Sound to bees and flats. Great.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandma. Happy birthday to you.
You know who used to call me Goris? Because they couldn't? Oh, all right.
Whoa!
Look at that.
Wow, something put it to shame.
Goris, what's it called? I used to babysit for them. Remember that? They used to call, the kids couldn't say Dolores, so they called me Goris. Yeah.
Who did that?
What's it called? One of my dad's friends. Their kids couldn't say my name, so they called me Goris. There's my canvas pen. Linda slept in our bed in the cot. I'm gonna leave around and what are you doing? You didn't say anything, and then she showed me the penny that you had in your mouth. And I said, here, give me that penny. She said, you said, no, I'm going to keep it. Well, it's all right to keep in your hand, but you didn't have to put it in your mouth.
She swallowed it?
And she swallowed it.
She swallowed
it.
What?
Well, that explains a lot.
Yeah,
I was a rebel from the get-go.
Yeah, yeah. And it ended up in her diaper a couple days later.
Yeah. Now, I remember living in Canada, and every time I pooped, they put it in a jar. And then they had is the penny in there? Is the penny in there? I remember.
Well, I'm hoping that it would
Did
turn
you
into a quarter or what?
I didn't remember that.
Well, that it was still in there. It never became a quarter.
Yeah, this was.
I can tell stories about you, Linda.
But what about the time
Explains a few things.
that Jim... I'm turning the story around.
You never told me this when we were dating.
No. You never heard about the penny story?
No. Until now.
What about the time I fell down the steps at Canada's house, all the way from the top, all the way 14 steps down to the bottom? Tell that story.
I don't know that story. You tell me.
I know that story either. Where Jim fell down.
About Jim Busher?
Yeah. What about when Jim made that steam pump?
Oh, you were in the walker then. The stroller. She went down the stairs in the stroller.
It's just like
It's all coming together now.
that movie going, you know.
It's all coming together. Another piece of the puzzle.
I went down in a stroller?
You were in a stroller.
That's right, I've heard enough.
That was a stroller story.
I just remember everybody coming to see if you were alive, you know.
Well, that's good.
I thought I'd raised a decent family.
Yeah.
Listen,
Because you grew up that way.
I came from an immaculate family.
You were a wise guy.
Cheer up.
That's right. Sorry, that's right.
You've heard about the Bankett family before.
Who's our baby?
And your family's worried about their stories.
We don't have any stories.
How about those with the animals? Or chipmunks or whatever they were.
Birds.
Birds.
You
and-
blew
Oh,
birds.
yeah.
It's all mom, that's all.
Even Mark remembers that one. What did you do to the perverts?
Well,
Blue?
I gotta ask you, what is the funniest story that you did with Jim and the funniest story that you did with me? Because I remember the funniest story I did with Mark.
The chasing Bernie. That's funny to me.
I don't know. I don't think Jim liked you very much. You always
I think he still does.
What, you went last night?
walked 3 blocks away. Started to rain, everything became mud. He came home. I said, help me, help me. Older brother said, you walk by yourself.
You really did that, I believe it. Oh, he had no pity for you, did he? Well, I like that one with you, following that penny.
You like the penny story, huh?
Because we had to wait for days.
What, you don't want Edie?
Oh.
Growing up.
When we did dishes, when we were dishes, Edie always got all the cooking dishes. Well, she had something that didn't make her feel well or something, and she never had to, and we hated that. Olive's turn, it was my turn, it was Rudy's turn, and all to do dishes, you know, and Olive never had a turn. So I don't know what it was, what was ailing her, but she had to be careful. It had something to do with pneumonia, the chest, sometimes the chest going illness.
What about Rudy?
I think Rudy was too old at that time already,
What about Marilyn?
out and about.
Marilyn?
But the rain worked, and she, this is good, this is off. We had never no problem with the rain.
What about Marilyn?
Just usually we were jealous of her, that's why. Everybody was jealous that she didn't have to do a son, but it's just it. You know, there's a lot of dishes when you got 10 people. 11 people. 4 kids in a high chair. Stop. At home. The littlest one always was fed by Grendel. The high chair was put right next to his plate. Mother,
Who was the littlest one? Was it Marilyn? Who was the littlest one?
oh, there was David over here. That's Bobby and David. You mean, they had to do dishes when they got old enough to do it. See, as you just graduated up, see, by that time, Lorraine had a job, Rudy had a job, and Edie had a job. So what was left to do with those dishes, you know? So Olive, of course, I was working there too. But it's still on Bobby and David, and I don't know if Billy was in on that or not. Not long ago. It's beautiful paper.
Where did I get that paper?
I think our basement has some. Oh, Chicago cutlery. Oh, Linda, this is very nice. And Roger, too. Oh, goodness. All right. That's a paring knife. 8 4x5 steak knife. Oh, gosh. 5 utility knives. That would be here. 7-inch slicer.
Good job, Will.
7-inch bread chef. 7-inch chef, and then 14 short block. No, 14 lot.
You can be in the picture.
Here, I'll do it. Look, I should hold it up first so you see what it is. Okay?
Oh, I see it's got one of those.
Wow!
See the other side of those? You see the other side?
Hmm?
You see the other side of the lines?
Yeah.
Or the other side?
The other side? Oh, it's got a good enough lock, huh? Very, very, very nice. Now we gotta open this up, huh, Roger?
Let's try something else.
Oh, is that nice? You don't have to lay them on the sill anymore, right?
Nice,
Oh, that's
You
nice.
lay them on the sill?
And Chicago cutlery is the best. Did you know that?
Yes.
They have a, have a good year. Made in China.
For the block.
Yeah.
a block in there.
Well, that must be oak or something. Heavy. Oh, man. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 knives. But you could prepare it, huh?
You know, it's just keys to.
There's nothing like a good knife, you know. Have you got good knives, Lindsay? Yeah?
Yes, I do. This year I bought new knives. Ooh.
Well, some of those movies we've seen lately are sporting knives like that. Oh my
All
God.
these knives, oh my God.
They all have a place too. Yeah, I put my good knives on the windowsill.
Why?
I didn't want them to get nicked in the drawer. I don't have any good knives. I like to get one in this thing.
Be careful though. You're really careful.
Yeah. There's nothing to do with them. Oh, yeah. Oh, gee. It's got to last a lifetime, you know?
Yeah.
The wood, it can't deteriorate.
And then I would say, these go, here, I'll put these in for you.
Sure.
I'll say these are going
Those must be done.
Send down there at a time.
Well, the truck you had, you could usually get about maybe 12 to 15 cows on
Wow. Boy.
at one time.
All to 15. Ooh. Wow.
But there were more local farmers, small farmers at that time. You know,
Says, all the stockyard still going, still not used.
no,
So you
it's
like
all,
my
it's all
two
closed
pictures
up.
on the TV, eh?
They built a new stock there, it's out
Where'd you find those?
in Dodge County.
And Sister Livia's.
About
She didn't have very much left anymore. It's been looking, she never pasted them on tight enough, they would kind of fall.
13th Street. Remember it was on 13th
See
and
those
Canal?
pictures, Mark?
Yeah, I see.
Is where the
That's my
stock
dad.
were?
Oh,
I was referring to.
Got a mustache?
Grandpa Gephardt,
I don't know, but
age
those babies
20,
closed also, or
and Grandma Gephardt, age
Milwaukee stock
19.
closed up.
You think he came from a farm?
Too much about the Milwaukee.
And the baby is Lorraine.
That was always on,
Laureen is her name.
we would always get off on 13th Street and then go down the canal.
Yeah, I told everybody, I said, all really good things, pictures like that, I want to put on the wall, you know.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
But you
And
have to
it's
have a
big,
big wall,
sure.
but you got a lot of walls,
What company ran those things?
a lot of room and a lot
There
of
were
room.
like 3 or, I don't know,
Where
at
do you
that time
think you
there
would
was
put that
about
picture?
5, what you'd call packing companies.
Which picture?
That
That
big would go
basically
in.
were a
Where do
conglomerate.
you think that would work?
It's gonna go in your back bedroom.
When you
Here.
brought cattle down,
Oh,
each of the representatives of those
I'm bringing it back
packing
here.
houses would buy the cattle.
I know which wall we're talking
Based on
about.
the
Oh, but
orders
that
they
wall
had
is,
from their other
the biggest.
Yeah, right.
You looked already, Lydia? Oh, yeah, they'd have to be there. That's it, that's the only place we could put it, isn't it?
Right.
And that'd be nice.
Gonna put it
Anybody that
there.
Come and see that picture, my God, and especially with a, frame on it. And the thing hasn't been damaged and it's behind doors for so long. Oh, it's behind some door, in a closet.
It needs to be on a wall.
It needs to have a home. And then on top of it, none of the picture is, thin. Nothing wrong with it.
He was at a disadvantage
Oh, God,
because the
here.
packing houses
Oh, you're taking it with you.
were buying
With you.
based on what their orders were, and if they didn't have any orders,
Truck on the bus run.
Oh, yeah.
so you kind of knew him through that thing.
No, I knew him through,
Right. But was he working there at the same time that you
order.
were?
He had different shifts.
Oh, okay.
He started maybe 5 o'clock in the morning, generally on the second shift.
Okay.
One of our friends worked there.